that's been tested 27 ways from Sunday. And oh, you haven't tested it that way? Well, then it's not proven yet. You haven't proven it to our satisfaction.
Yeah, there's one that Chemo likes. Chemo loves to say this one. He doesn't believe in Cavendish, and he would if they did it in a vacuum, because air could be making move. So I said, well, doesn't the reversing of the weights and the masses and reversing the effect prove that air is not causing the effect? No. Doesn't the fact that the effect is always uniform prove that it's not, the random interaction of air molecules and always associated with where the weights are? No. I need it in a vacuum. It's like, well, then do it.
Yeah, man, you're more than welcome to do it. If you come up with different results, that may be significant. But until you get those different results, they're not significant. Your wild speculation is not significant.
Somebody say some loud shit. I'm trying to find my phone. I can't find it.
So I found an article in Science Mag that it says, in the opening paragraph, it says, we can actually detect time dilation near Earth's surface at a difference of less than 1 meter apart.
And then?
So yes, this relativity difference is very detectable, even at very small scales.
Wow.
It's amazing what science can do, isn't it?
Thank God flat earthers aren't in charge of it. We'd still be rubbing sticks together and thinking that boiling water was the epitome of science.
Not even rubbing of sticks together would require, some geometry.
Hey, wait a minute. What do you mean rubbing sticks together? Have you ever personally rubbed sticks together and made a fire or anything? How do you know it works? Have you done it?
Yes.
So I'm going to deny that friction exists because I haven't rubbed sticks together and made a fire.
That's a great idea. That's a great thing. That's what zeticism gives you. Nothing, no progress.
Sorry, what happened? I had to take a phone call.
We said that essentially that repeating tests is your responsibility.
Yeah, I know. Which I'll never be able to do, of course. So I guess we'll just have to leave it up to. I'll just have to believe what they say.
Typically, that's what we do: is we trust them, and if we have questions, we go and test it. And they have been repeated tests done by repeated people across different nations.
You don't have to trust them at all. Prove them
I do,
wrong.
because I can't afford an atomic clock that goes to 8 billionth of a second. So
Nobody,
I can see.
Nobody says that we have to finance your silliness. All right. If you don't believe them, that's fine. Prove them wrong. Go right ahead.
Yeah. Well, I just have to believe them. I have no choice.
Go to Antarctica. Buy a trip and go to Antarctica. Charter a boat. Go right ahead.
I have no choice but to. I have no choice but to trust them on this atomic clock thing. So
why?
Because I can't afford an atomic clock that.
Is that our problem or is that your problem?
I'm not saying it's anyone's problem. I'm just saying I'll just have to believe them then.
What's wrong with that?
You've got.
I don't like trusting people because I don't. You know why I don't like trusting people? Because people lie.
Okay. Last time you saw a scientist lie to you.
Is that our
last time a scientist lied to me? I've never even talked to a scientist. Rocket scientist does not count.
You're talking to several right now. So, are we lying?
Okay, which one of you has done this atomic clock thing? I've never even talked to a
I haven't.
Okay, exactly. So I'm just gonna have to believe the guys that told you.
I never gave birth either, but I think somebody can give birth. How about you?
The guys that told you
give birth.
The guys that told you about this atomic clock thing, I'll just have to trust them just like you do.
No,
whoever's listening to the video in the background, can you please mute it? Okay.
Yeah, but the thing is, I can verify what they say. You can't.
I don't hear anything.
Why don't you?
You just said you didn't verify it. I could verify it.
No, I said I didn't do it. I said I didn't do it, but I can.
It's Dr. Bob.
Oh, yeah, it's always Dr. Bob. That's why I freaking turned him down to 1%.
Mute
I don't know
him.
how to Discord.
Moderator. You just said you didn't verify.
All right,
Are we
QE,
good
don't
now?
cry.
I said I didn't
Are we
No,
good
it's
now?
not. It's Brian Peck or Branch. One of those.
It's fucking Branch, probably.
I have
it's
Branch
Branch.
also turned down to 1%.
Oh, there we go. Thank God.
Yeah, it was Brett.
Okay, now no one here has done this atomic clock thing, right? Speak now or forever hold your peace if anyone's done this atomic clock thing. Okay, so now now you trust the guys that told you, right? I'm also gonna have to trust. There's no choice but to trust them.
The naval base does an atomic clock too. Should we trust them? I mean, we trust them with our nukes and stuff.
You trust the government?
Yeah, the naval base.
That's
I'll
one
trust
of
the
your-
Navy.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's
Jeremy.
probably one
Protect
of your-
our cargo.
That's one of
I
your big
use the
problems.
atomic clocks, Jeremy.
Well,
I
actually,
use the atomic clocks to a precision of about a billionth of a second for my cell phone connections.
hey,
So I mean, I know that they're extremely accurate.
also,
Okay, but
I'm
no-
looking at a Casio. Hang on, Jeremy. I'm looking at a Casio that's $80 at US. It's got an atomic thing that'll hook up to a thing every 6 hours and correct the time for you. Hang on, I'll post you the link.
So I'm not going to be keeping track of my own time. They're going to be sending me the time. That's what's.
It's
that's
going to
what's gonna
update.
happen.
No, it will update and keep it correct.
Yes. So they're going to send me the time. I can't check it for myself. Now I have to trust them. That they're
Compare it
sending
to any
me the
clock
right
you
time.
want.
Yep.
Well,
Jeremy, we can't
I
trust
mean,
your
it's all,
time.
it all comes down to
Why
trust,
can't
I
you
guess,
check the
doesn't
time
it?
yourself? Why can't you check the time yourself?
If I had an atomic clock, I would.
It's not a
Use
matter
a
of trust.
sundial.
Listen,
Get a sundial.
nobody here has done this atomic clock thing.
No, but I
Okay.
use the atomic clock.
But
Yeah, and we
nobody's
know how
done
it's
this thing.
done. So what's your point?
You haven't done any of the flat Earth stuff.
Like what, Verbal?
You ain't drawn no line on a wall straight over water. You need to hush up, son.
Oh, the other thing about these watches is they've got temperature.
Your $80
Thermometer,
Interrupt
they've got-
Cypher, but you
No,
interrupt me all
well,
the time. So
they've
I'm
got
gonna,
more.
and these
They've got
$80
more than.
these
They've got more than these
clocks,
ones. They've also
they're
got
just sending you the
compasses.
time.
Well, the
See how I'm
thing
not,
is,
I'm not going to stop talking over.
but
you.
no, you were saying earlier that there's no way of measuring this stuff, and there is. I've got a compass. I've got a thermometer. I've
You're
got
upsetting
a
my
barometer and an altimeter on my wrist, and
Okay,
a
so with this
compass. It's a survival watch.
And what
Yeah,
is
that's
it?
Tell me
how
that
you work it off.
I can set it to tell me the times in 27 different countries just from looking at the dial. You just tell it what you want the home time to be. So time can be measured pretty accurately.
I didn't hear you. I talked all over you, just like you do to me.
Compare it to the cell phone that I have, which has a barometer in it. And,
That too.
So I've got comparisons. I mean,
That's not Davros, by the way, Jeremy.
What?
That's not Davros you're talking over.
Yeah, no,
I never said it was.
You know.
I never said it was. I never said it was Davros. I knew it was Cypher.
Cypher doesn't talk over you.
He fucking talks over me every time. Who was it? You said it was Dravo? No, it was Cypher.
Davros always talks over you, dude.
So does Dravos and Cypher talk over me all the time.
Nah, Cypher doesn't talk over anyone.
That's insane statements.
I don't know what you're
Coming
talking about. What talking over someone? What are you talking about? Lies.
Lies. Lies. Lies.
also the things that I have checked into, and that's where I get trust of the things is the things that I compare and I can compare and contrast myself. And when I find out that they don't lie to me on most things, I'm pretty sure I can trust them.
That's your problem. You're trusting people.
No, that's not a problem. You need to do that for science to progress.
I hear you. No, for things to progress, you're definitely gonna have to trust someone somewhere, I guess.
We trust, but we verify, Jeremy.
But we
Hey,
no
Jeremy.
one verifies.
Jeremy, there's a chip scale atomic clock for I've seen prices around $1,500, and it says that accuracy on arrival is plus or minus 5 to the power of negative 11.
Oh shit, that's more than a billion. First of all, it's way out of my price range. We should have rocket scientists buy 2 of these and check this.
No, we should have Flat Earth Millionaire do this.
Verbal, you do it.
I reckon.
Verbal's a doctor. Make him do it.
Flat Earth Millionaire's only got like 10
I'm
bucks.
not gonna waste money on your nonsense.
Jeremy, if you're the one that wants to try and say that all these guys, all these atomic clock guys are lying, then you can go buy an atomic clock and do it yourself. I'll just stick with listening to their numbers. But if you want to run these numbers yourself to either disprove them or prove it to yourself, you can do it.
I hear
But
you.
you can't say bullshit.
Because if I buy it, okay, if I buy it and I say and I give you like very similar numbers, you're just gonna say I'm lying. So the only way you're gonna believe it is if you run the numbers yourself.
I know.
Admit that.
Hey, Jeremy,
Or hear me out.
Have you
Why don't you
ever?
just go to a university that has one of these fucking clocks and ask them if you can look at it?
On an airplane? I don't think so.
Hey, Jeremy,
I need to
have
bring
you
it on an
ever
airplane.
actually looked at something from science and tried to verify it yourself? For example, there's a free program that you can get since you obviously can use computers called Stellarium.
You
Stellarium
just
will
take
tell
it to
you,
like the top floor of the building and detect the change. Come on.
but Stellarium will tell you exactly when the ISS is going to go over your location. Why don't you find out when the ISS is going to go over your location? Go out of the basement, step in the backyard, and look up and see if you see it go by. You ever think about doing something like that to maybe verify?
Wait,
Did
are
I
you
just tell you
saying
I'm in
that?
a raised ranch? I don't have a basement.
Are you saying I can't do that with my Flat Earth app, my clock app?
Yeah, he took 2 huge poops.
I think it's the garbage.
But Jeremy, have you ever
It's
actually
definitely
done it
garbage. I put the
that
poop in it.
actually shown
Dude, Jeremy.
discernment or critical thinking or
Oh, my
gone
bad.
out verified anything yourself? You ever go look for the ISS when it's predicted to go over your head? What would happen if you saw it exactly on time? What would that make you think?
I would think my Flat Earth map app clock is perfect.
What you would also do, which Jeremy, I think has wandered away, but
You should navigate with it, Mr. Reality.
you basically go and arrange with 2
anymore,
people.
Jeremy.
And instead of just seeing the ISS go over, you can arrange with 2 people along that path. And you can find out how fast it's moving.
Yeah, and then we could line up the shadows of the moon on the Earth according to what city, and see what the shadow looks like on a globe Earth versus a flat Earth map.
You mean predict eclipses?
Yeah, we already do
There are
that.
things that you can do for yourself
With
that don't
accuracy.
cost you any money. And if you really want to know the truth, you could go out and do them. But you're not going to do that, are you? Because you have this flat earth narrative that you have to believe in because it's an important part of your personality. You don't want to see anything that's different. So you won't go check this stuff yourself, will you?
Look,
Who was
you know,
just
we don't need to. We don't need.
of hypocrisy.
Who
We
was the guy
don't
that was
need
just
your.
talking? Hold
We
on
don't
one second,
need your.
please.
Go ahead.
Hey.
Go ahead.
Who was the guy that was just talking?
Mr. Reality.
No, that was somebody
What
else.
about it? What about it?
Who? What's your name?
Like an
Dr.
asshole.
Bob.
It's
Oh,
an
Dr.
asshole.
Bob.
Yeah,
I've dealt
what about
with
it?
you before. I've dealt with you before. Knock it off.
Why? Are
Good
you
one,
afraid,
You
Jeremy.
don't even know what. We
you
talked
afraid
about
to have
turbidity.
somebody kind of lay some truth on you there?
No,
That's
I
what you
don't
don't
want to
want?
talk to people. I don't want to talk
Fucking
to people that don't know
scattergunning,
what they're
deflecting the
talking
thing
about.
they were even talking about the atomic clocks, bro.
We were
You
talking
go
about
for the
turbidity
ISS.
one day, Dr. Bob, and you didn't know shit about it, but sat here and tried to tell me you knew what all about atmospheric turbidity.
I do.
Atmospheric
No.
turbidity.
Everybody
know
knows
about
it.
my
bullshit.
made-up word.
No, turbidity is a
Everybody in
real
this room
word, and it's
agrees.
useless. It has no more
Everybody
power
in this
than
room
peace.
agreed with me about
The
atmospheric
Dr.
turbidity.
Bob that was on Nathan Oakley show. Is that who this is?
And your point is what?
Oh God, man. Nothing.
Do you
So-
have a point?
So turbidity
Oh, man.
is, you didn't know about turbidity? Jeez, Dr. Bob.
Dr. Bob didn't, yeah, and he sat there and tried to tell me he knew what he was talking about.
I know
Because
exactly.
atmospheric turbidity
You
is
don't know-
bullshit. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, but what
Something
about
up
if
there,
you
obviously.
have a
It's
point
not
with
Obviously,
it?
there, obviously, there's something up there, but definitively,
Yeah,
you
but do you have
cannot
a
prove
point
it's
with
the
turbidity? I know what
ISS.
turbidity
There's
is.
men up
I
there
don't have
and
an
women
issue
up
with
there.
that. What's your problem with it?
Everybody in this room agreed with me after you left. Just so you
So
know.
what?
You
So
don't know
what?
What
what
did
you're
he say
talking about.
wrong? What did that?
My-
I'd like to clarify what
my
he said
point
wrong.
is-
He said
Go ahead,
it.
tell me what I said wrong, Jeremy.
You just, I don't remember the exact details, but I know you don't know.
Oh, you don't know.
turbidity is,
Okay,
and
so
you were-
you're saying I was wrong, but you don't know why I was wrong. That's
We'll
pretty
have to play back the tape.
You
I
said
don't know.
you said step
know exactly
outside and
what
do some
turbidity is.
research, man. Why don't you do the research into the guy that made the atomic clocks hates the fact that they're concluded as proof of relativity? Do some research into that, Dr. Bob, while you're deflecting the topic that they was talking.
I don't have a problem with the atomic clock in aircraft. I'm familiar with the experiment. What's your point?
Step outside your box and do some research.
It's not the globe earthers that are trying to claim that you need to fucking research and verify everything personally. It's the flat earthers that are saying that, but the flat earthers won't do it for anything. So if you guys
won't even
want
go in your
to live up to
backyard
your own
and look at
standard,
the ISS. You won't even go in your backyard and look up to see if the ISS is there.
International
What's going to
Space
happen
Station
when
is
you
what
look
it
up and
is,
it's
sir.
there?
Yeah, there's some blob up there, so flying around. Who knows what
Are you
technology
going to
they
admit
have
that
today,
you were
sir?
wrong?
So you're saying that if I look in the sky or I watch these scheduled flight patterns or whatever, let's say
15,000 miles an hour.
okay, if they're flying directly over a certain area, could I actually use let's say the flat Earth map or whatever? Could I put pins on each city that it's directly flying over? What shape would I get over on
What
the
flat Earth map do you have?
Well, I mean,
Yeah, do you have one?
let's use
Let's put it on the globe. It'll form a straight line, completely going around the globe.
No, it won't work on any flat Earth map. There, I
Yeah.
hope I answered your
On,
question.
on the
We're gonna use the globe,
won't.
and we're gonna put it on the globe, and you're gonna see it follows in a circular
This is the
fashion
map.
right around the globe.
What's it gonna
As
do on
it's
a
supposed
flat
to.
Earth?
Okay, on an
Absolutely.
AE map, if you're talking about the AE map,
Yeah,
it's-
let's do
you're
the
going to go
AE map.
down. You're going to go down to the Antarctica,
Okay.
make a U-turn,
Okay.
come back somewhere else on the planet, if I'm not mistaken. Let me think about that for a second. No, you'll make a U-turn and just come back over and do a loop somewhere else. How is that? I don't think you can do it on the flat Earth. It doesn't.
Well,
Go
you've got to have a
backwards.
flat Earth map in order to be able to put pins on it. Do you have a flat
Yeah.
Earth map to look at? One that's accurate?
Yeah, I've seen. Oh, that's accurate. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Can you do a flight path
one
on
that
a flat Earth map?
I would say that I've seen that the shadow paths of what is it the eclipse of the
Let's stick
moon.
with ISS right now.
But
All
I'm
right,
saying
yeah, we're
that I've
talking about
seen
the
that
ISS
path,
right now.
but
Are
I
you
would
saying
like to
that
really.
there's something in orbit above the flat Earth, like the ISS, that you could watch go overhead? Are you saying that it's in orbit around the flat Earth? Is that
Yeah,
what you're
there's-
claiming?
Of course, there's something up there. We see it. We go by, but what
Okay,
I'm
so
saying
you
is,
know,
what will
it's
happen?
there and it's in
when
orbit.
What will happen when we put a pin down? What shape is it going to?
A bunch of U-turns.
Bunch
No,
of-
it's a straight
and on
line.
a globe, it'll be a straight circle around the globe, much like the equator, but it'll probably
That on
be
a
at a
flat Earth,
slightly
sir.
different
You can
angle
do
on
that
the
on a
spherical
flat
Earth.
Earth, sir. Go in a circle.
But on the flat Earth, it
A
doesn't
circle
make
on a
any
flat Earth.
damn sense at all. That's the point.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're
so where
spaced
can I
on the
find
flat
this?
Earth.
Where can I find the flight patterns of this ISS?
Stellarium.
It's not flying.
It's on
Stellarium.
Stellarium.
Look up.
It's
Yeah,
orbiting.
Stellarium.
It's not flying.
It's a free program
Falling.
called Stellarium,
All
and
right.
then do a search for NORAD 25544.
You know, if something was flying that fast through the atmosphere, there'd be a
NORAD,
sonic
can you
boom, right?
Can you repeat that again? NORAD what?
NORAD 25544, and it'll come out to Zayara ISS,
Ah,
and then you'll be able to watch the path of the ISS over the Earth through the sky in your location.
Okay, well, I'm not going to ask you to repeat it again, but when I went to pull up my notes, I completely dropped out.
Not
my
a problem.
fault. But
NORAD. It's called NORAD.
right, I'll
Just
Google
search.
it. I'll Google it. Yeah.
Google search for NORAD ID of ISS. It's NORAD 25544.
Yeah. Now,
And you could do.
do y'all,
You could try, hold on.
do y'all know if anybody's actually put the path over a flat Earth map? Has anybody presented that?
I am doing that right now.
No, but you can
Awesome.
do it. You
Awesome.
can transpose. Yeah.
Awesome.
You can transpose it very easily. All you do is look at the AE
Right.
map or whatever map you
Yeah.
choose, and then look at the map that shows where it is that's verifiable.
Yeah.
So you can trust Stellarium and you can trust the other ISS trackers, and just put the push pins in on the map.
Gotcha.
That's the beauty of Stellarium. Whether you believe it or not, it's always 100% accurate, or damn near 100%.
Still hilarious.
And in fact, any of the star maps out there.
Oh, I remember what it was. Dr. Bob didn't agree with the definition of atmospheric turbidity. He thought things couldn't be totally blocked out by atmospheric turbidity. You were wrong on multiple counts, sir.
You do realize every time you say turbidity, it's just like a dog whistle for flirts, right?
Well, yeah.
So you're
Turbidity
going to totally
is
ignore. You're going to totally
just the amount of. It's the technical name for
Hold on,
haziness.
He's totally ignored the point I just made, and he insulted me and my people. That's how you roll. I know, Dr. Bob. I know.
That sounded like Soundly more than
Yeah, that was Soundly, and I didn't insult anybody. I made an objective observation that the only people that use that word are you and
Okay,
flat
so
earthers.
did you address the point at all? Well, I wasn't even talking to you. I was talking to Dr. Bob.
What do you think your turbidity
It's
is?
stupid. It's stupid that you say that.
Here,
Define turbidity. Go ahead. We'll wait.
Atmospheric turbidity? We're talking
Yeah,
about
go ahead.
atmospheric.
Define it. Go ahead and define it.
All right, hold on a second.
Ah, yeah, that's what I was
gotta look it up.
Got to Google it real
What do
quick.
you say about
I don't even know what you're
Stellarium? It
talking
doesn't
about.
matter if you believe it or not. It's 100% right. We need a news source.
All right,
And
ready?
I don't know what the problem is here. Okay, so
I like
turbidity.
that. I like that.
We agree. How does that help flat Earth? It
You
doesn't.
guys ready?
It's just haziness.
This is just an argument. I'm not even bringing up anything about flat Earth global. The fact that he tried to argue atmospheric turbidity with me and didn't understand it and acted like he did. He was debating me on it. And he
Dr.
didn't even know
Bob,
what he
is
was
this
talking
true?
about. Dr. Bob, yes, Curved agreed with me. Ask Curve. Curve told me I should have pressed him harder, but I gave up because I was like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm done.
Curve doesn't like Dr. Bob either.
I don't care. It don't matter who likes who, man. He didn't know what he was talking about.
Hey, Soundly. Soundly's still in the room.
I think yeah.
I'm here.
Hey, man, if you ever get near Seaside, Destin, holler at me. Take you out to do some
All right.
go catch some mahi or grouper. Or
Yeah, Destin sounds like a great place to visit. I might have to take you up on that one.
Yeah,
Jeremy, when you're arguing things, you also tend to like argue the wrong things. So I'm not sure whether Dr. Bob was right or wrong. I don't know what the argument was. But if you were trying to say that turbidity could explain the bottoms of boats disappearing, that's absolutely false.
That's not what we were talking about. We were talking about, he was talking about you could see this comet, right? He's like, you'll see this comet no matter what. And I'm like, well, unless there's too much atmospheric turbidity, I was.
You could just say clouds.
Like I was fucking around.
Unless it's too hazy, which is what most people would say.
I was fucking around at first, but then he got serious with me. Like, no, atmospheric turbidity can't totally block this light out or whatever from the comet. I don't know exactly word for word, but
I mean, we see the sun and the moon and stars on the horizon. Those things clearly are outside of the atmosphere. So I don't understand why you think you can't see far enough. It's ridiculous. How far away is the sun?
That wasn't even an argument. The argument was that the argument is pointless. I was joking with him at first, but he tried to get serious with me and didn't understand atmospheric turbidity. I've known about this for like 2 months. All right. I don't know how long he's known about it.
Oh, shit.
I don't know how long he's known about it.
You've only known about haziness for 2 months?
And he was trying to debate me on it. No, the actual word and what it actually, the definition of it.
Jeremy, by that criteria, we've known some of this physics stuff for 10 years, and you've known it for you're trying to debate us on it?
Exactly. And my point is, I've known about this atmospheric turbidity thing for 2 months, and this guy's trying to debate me on it, and he didn't even understand it, Scott.
Did you watch a bunch of Spurs' episodes or something? Didn't he do a bunch of videos on that bullshit?
Yeah. All you had to do was look up the definition, and you know more than Dr. Bob does.
Did I miss Jeremy defining what turbidity is?
No, I posted the Wikipedia link for him too.
Oh my God.
Pete, I tried to talk. People were talking all over me. I couldn't get it out.
All right, dude.
Do you want me to say it now or?
Jeremy, what is turbidity? Yeah, atmospheric turbidity.
Just look up the definition.
Okay, it's the reduction of transparency of air resulting from scattering of light by tiny particles suspended in the air, water droplets, ice, dust, and smoke particles.
In other
And
words,
from the absorption
haziness.
and from the absorption of light by water vapor.
Sounds like
It's also,
yes.
but it's also important. It's important for you to know that if you have turbidity for over 4 hours, you should call your doctor.
We get all that done, and we come up with the word means hazy. And Dr. Bob may or may not have known about that since he hasn't answered. So
Moyak,
what?
He's not
Moyak,
here,
just like
dude.
the
Quit talking to him.
Moyak, just like the hydrologist from Jose's show didn't know that water vapor was gas. I mean, this shit is crazy, bro. It's nuts.
Didn't know that water vapor was a gas. Come on, that's what flat earthers were saying like not even a week ago or 2 weeks ago in this room.
You had a hydrologist. He was with your boy Sean Hawkins.
Don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Too about,
It's on tape, Salmon. Go check it out.
Okay, show it to me.
when does a
I'll have
hydrologist
to
use
find it.
water vapor?
I'll have to find it. Hold on. When does I mean, this guy should know about water. What happened? You know, you're saying he shouldn't know this, Moyak? Are you defending this?
I don't know. It may not be something that comes up a whole lot. I mean, it seems like common knowledge, but
Jeremy, you're a janitor. You use water all the time. You should know this.
I know all about. I knew water vapor was a gas longer than I knew about atmospheric turbidity. I'll tell you that.
so what is that stuff that comes out of a steam pot? That white stuff.
What's up?
That white stuff that comes out of your whistle on your steaming kettle of water.
Water vapor.
Nope.
Nope.
No. What is it?
Wrong answer.
Okay, what is it?
Gravity, idiot. Gravity.
Gravity's coming out.
It's
But
actually
water-
liquid. It's liquid water.
Liquid water coming out.
So if someone says water vapor is or is not a gas, you know what they're actually asking?
What are they asking?
Well, is water a gas? On the periodic table, do you see water on there as a gas? And, you know, you got a lot of mileage out of this, by the way.
He said water vapor, inferring gas.
But is it on the periodic table as a gas?
Are you saying it's not a
Water
gas?
is not on
Zanuck?
the periodic table.
Zanuck, are you saying
Well,
water
the
vapor?
hydrologist or whoever got on there said it was a water and gaseous state. And then Conor Racer,
Hawkins
who gas
said that.
started laughing his ass off. Why? Because he doesn't really understand the question.
No, they said.
Is it a
Sean
gas?
Hawkins-
Is water
Zanuck, can I talk
vapor?
for 2 seconds, or are you just going to talk over me the whole
No, we'll never talk over you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right.
Sean Hawkins.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go outside and yell at him. Sean Hawkins. I'll be quiet. Sean Hawkins said, "These guys over at this is not verbatim." So Sean Hawkins said, "These guys over at Nathan Oakley or whatever thinks that water vapor is a gas," and the hydrologist immediately laughed and said, "That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard." So that's how it went down, Zanuck.
They might use it differently in his field of science than we are.
Right.
That is a thing that happens between scientific fields.
Exactly. And so it's not. What's ridiculous is them not understanding that what he was talking about. So someone say that water vapor is not one of the gases on the periodic table, but it is water in a gaseous state. And I think that's verbatim what he said. And they laughed. They got so much mileage out of that, and they're still talking about it. In fact, they recorded it, they played it, and laughed about it last night.
In fact, on the periodic table, they don't talk about gaseous iron either.
Exactly. Is iron a gas, Jeremy? Do they have is particle or metal vapor deposition systems a real thing in science and in technology?
No, I don't think iron could be a gas. It's hard. I make buildings out of it.
You can vaporize it.
I know. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Zanuck,
I thought it was Jeremy.
When water evaporates, is it not? Is Is there any point where the hydrogen and oxygen?
You're not finishing it, but the hydrogen and oxygen do not separate from it.
Yeah, how do you split a water molecule? How do you split H2O into its H2
Electrolysis? I don't know. I don't know the gas cycles. That's why.
No, it's not a gas cycle. It's actually no, because it doesn't happen in a gas cycle.
By
It happens when
I'm sorry, the water cycle. The water.
it doesn't happen in the water cycle either. It happens when you are doing like a fuel cell, for example.
It happens when you push enough electricity through it to break the bonds.
Right. And you get oxygen and you get hydrogen. And then the reverse happens in a fuel cell where you combine the oxygen from the air and the hydrogen in a tank, and water comes out the exhaust pipe. It's made water.
But there's not a whole lot of everyday processes that make water break apart.
Right.
Shit is nuts.
So this is roughly the path of the ISS on October 27th, 2017.
Somebody get that kid some different crayons. Can't draw blue on blue.
All right, I couldn't picture that in my mind.
So
but I
how
guess
does that thing stay floated up in the air like that, up above the ground? Some type of magic?
I
It's
don't know.
rolling
All I'm
around on
trying
the
to say
dome.
is that if you're taking the path of the ISS and just putting it on an AE map, that's what it would look like, roughly.
Well, we know it's not a globe, so it's got to be floating up there somehow. So how's that happening?
Hey, at least it's doable. I mean, that was some good.
What about those new lights that are flying across at like bazillion miles an hour called Starlink? How do those float up there?
doing basically the same thing, making U-turns.
But where did those lights come from? Like, who put them up there? Like, how did they get up there all of a sudden?
How does something turn without a force acting on it? How do you
I'm
turn
asking the flat earthers. Somebody tell me. I really want to believe your theory. So how are you going to convince me that these lights got put up there? Who put them up there? What flat earther put it up there?
Jeremy, how does the ISS or all the other objects up there make turns, like U-turns?
How does the ISS turn?
How do they spin donuts up in space or up in the higher atmosphere that you acknowledge?
I
It's got to make
don't
a
know.
circular path. How does the sun and the moon make circular paths if nothing's holding them to the sun?
I know you think you know all the technology that the government has, or this
Oh,
government
forget the sun
institution,
and the moon?
but I don't know all the technology they have. I'm a realist about this.
Well, remember all these laws. The first law of thermodynamics, and also the second law.
You don't even know what these laws. What's the law of entropy, also known as?
There is no such thing as a law of entropy.
What's it also? What's this also known as?
What is the law of
Zanik,
entropy?
his blanket response is not. You're not going to break through that blanket response with any.
Yeah, so you're asking me what entropy
He's like,
is.
how come you won't tell me what color the sky is? What sky's? Oh, nobody has an answer for me. Oh, nobody has an answer for me.
Yeah, Jeremy, what's your real question? Do you want to know what entropy is, or do you want to know what the second law is?
No, I don't want to know either of them, Zanik, because
Why
I've
did you
heard
ask the
you on.
question? Why did you ask the question? To remove all doubt?
Because you said we have all these laws.
Yes,
you don't
we
even
have
know
all
what
these
the
laws.
laws.
So we
You
know that
don't even
things
understand
can't-
the law.
We know that things can't travel in a circular path without a force acting on them. We don't have unlimited amounts of fuel on these objects that are in the sky, so that breaks the first law.
That's because you hold on. That's because you know all the technology NASA has, right?
No, I
You
just said
don't
we know the
know
law.
every single piece of technology to understand that it's a satellite that's orbiting the Earth.
He knows that they don't have this unlimited fuel. I don't know.
Well,
We're
they
always
do and
within
don't have, but
the public.
Natural
is
law,
all-
remember, natural law of nature. You agree with Nathan. You can't break the natural laws. And the number one, first law of thermodynamics is you cannot create.
Zanik, your logic is ridiculous. He's not saying they're going to break any laws. Okay,
Right.
He's saying that there might be tech you don't know about.
Okay, let me comment
can
on
we
the tech that we
agree-
don't have. The tech
Can we not having a magic though? I mean, you can't
can
just
we-
say no, but somehow it magically works. I mean, that's
all
not
right. Sound. I gotta say that we do know as a general rule that the government is never more than 20 years ahead of the public on technology, and there's been satellites up there for more than 20 years. So we
I
would
heard
have flying
science was
infinite
50
power
years.
cars. I don't
I've
think
heard
it's 50 years ahead. But even there, we had satellites flying 50 years ago, so we still have a problem.
We know things can't be up there indefinitely and make circular paths without using.
No, they have that.
I literally
Guys,
was
y'all know y'all are
word.
doing the playing dumb, wanting me to stick my neck out and say it, but we know that they've talked about the tethering thing is the new. They don't need rockets anymore to launch satellites, so
They
there's
don't?
new stuff that they have that they're even telling us about.
Tethering?
This is their hope.
What's that?
You know that you've seen the commercials. You know.
Yeah. Oh, the fact that you can generate
the space
electricity.
elevator is what you're talking about.
No, I think he's talking about
spiders. Spiders.
When you drop a wire behind you, you get like thousands of volts as you pull it through the magnetic field of Earth.
Right.
That doesn't give you flight.
Exactly.
It apparently does give you consistent, perpetual lift. Apparently,
Not enough to take millions of pounds of rocket up. Listen, we see these things going 17,000 miles an hour. We
they're
see
saying
it.
it raises it
Wait,
and lowers it. If you have enough to raise it at all, period, you haven't.
John, I'm still talking. You see these things, and we have a period. And this period either matches this crazy circular path that was drawn on the chat, or it's orbiting a round and spherical Earth, which we can actually measure consistently, repeatably, predictably, all the time. The only thing you have is some crazy washed out photo on a crappy day where there's a lot of refraction to hang your hat on. Isn't it weird? What do you believe, the crazy photo or the shit we see every day? I don't get it.
Crazy photo. What about quantum levitation? Is there something to that?
I don't know.
I haven't used for it yet. No.
Black swan.
Could that be happening in the upper atmosphere? Electro.
No.
Let's just say,
Nope.
No way, huh?
Nope.
Why not?
Because there's not a magnetic field strong enough, and we don't have superconductors that are super cooled in the upper atmosphere.
Superconductors in the atmosphere, you idiot. Gravity.
And why doesn't those superconducting magnets that you see running on the track? Have you ever noticed they don't have them running 10 feet above the track?
Yeah, I got you. I understand that the exact quantum levitation that we're using here at ground level might not be what's happening up there, but it sure seems
same mechanics.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It sure seems to have a lot of the same types of
except for the fact that you can't get a quantum magnet to levitate above the ground, let alone fly around the Earth at 17,000 miles an hour and repel from the Earth.
But what if the
80%
atmosphere
gravity that it would have from 200 miles away?
What if the electrostatics, electromagnetism, the combination thereof at the pressure and the temperatures that are above us are creating
pressure
this
zero. It's effectively zero.
Yeah.
And Rocket, the answer to the question is no.
Not zero. Never zero, right?
Effectively
so don't
zero.
say that because
it's effectively zero.
Well,
it's got no impact on anything.
No, it's just less than one. It's never gone
No,
up to
it's
zero.
way less than one.
So
it's
now
so
it's
close
a
to zero that it's irrelevant.
It's not a perfect vacuum, but it's very close to zero.
So now this week it's a big number away from 14.7.
It's always been a big number away from 14.
Oh.
10 to the minus 6, 10 to the minus 17, somewhere in there.
Jeez.
What do you mean big number? The biggest it can be is 14.7.
In space, it's really small.
The biggest it can be is 14.7, right, Rocky?
Can it ever be zeros in it?
No.
We can't reach perfect vacuum. No, it's impossible.
Theoretically, do we need to? Does it matter if we do or not? I mean, what's your point? We all know that the maximum difference between 0 and 14.7 is 14.7. If it's 14.6999, who cares? That's the order of magnitude we have to deal with.
So the big number is 14.7 to 1. 1 to 10 to the negative whatever.
That's still small. It's a small difference. 10 to the negative 17 is a very, very, very small number.
No.
Okay.
14.7 to 0. Hold on. 14. You made a mistake there. 14.7 to 0 is the differential between perfect vacuum and atmospheric pressure. If we only see 0 and make a bunch of zeros in a number, 10 to the minus 17, 10 to the minus 10 torr, whatever you want that number to be, it's something slightly above 0. But the actual differential pressure is still 14.7 to something close to 0.
I got you. What's the bigger difference? 14.7 to 1 or 1 to 10 to the minus 17?
14.7 to 1 is 14, almost near 14 times greater, or 13 times greater than the 1 to the 10 to the minus 17.
You're talking about a fraction of 1.
I know what he's
at
going. I
those,
know, guys, I know
almost
what
zero
this
or
language. I know what he's going
next
with
to
this.
zero
He thinks
pressure
we
with
can
the
have things
temperatures
that are
involved
many.
in the gases. You don't even know what I'm asking. How are you interrupting me? I'm not even done with
Because
it.
you made a point. I was trying to respond to it. You
Oh,
are
okay.
trying to equate large differences on a small scale to very small differences on a large scale.
No, someone else brought that up. Yeah. So.
But that's the QE. That's the whole basis.
Yeah, that's me saying he said 0 and I said no. There is.
Yes,
you know,
it's imperceivable from
next
0
to
for most testing equipment.
Right, but
I'll
never
ask
0. Yeah, I know, but you're getting way beyond what I was talking about for some reason.
What would be more alarm? What would be more
Now
alarming?
you're in the ISS.
No, yeah, let's stick with this idea. It's a good idea.
If y'all two want to talk about y'all's next to 0 thing, go ahead. But what I wanted to talk about was the pressure, temperature, and the gases in the atmosphere that might be creating some type of levitation field above us that are making things circuit above us.
So you don't want to answer my question.
Much more interesting than the subject of
That was
ISS
a quick answer.
y'all can babble on for.
It really wasn't the question of the ISS. He was just using that as a physical, mechanical device that one would have to build.
Talk about your point, not mine. Yeah.
No, you brought up this difference between 14 to 1 and 1 to 10
well,
to
after he brought up the 0, yeah.
Brought that up. Those were your words, by the way.
Right, but now, I was.
I know you want to change, but I just want to.
No, I don't want to change. I never wanted to go there. He brought that up. I was saying at whatever pressure is up there. Yeah, at whatever pressure y'all want to assert that's up there, right? I don't care. Y'all can assert it. At that pressure and that temperature with the gases that are being, let's just say mixed as a layman's term, with the heat, temperature change, and blah, blah, blah. And the electro forces that are apparently happening at those altitudes all over the atmosphere, do you think some type of levitation is possible?
All right. Why would having molecules farther apart make it easier to levitate?
Is that a no?
What?
Is that a no?
I'm asking why would
so my question, I'll repeat it, is levitation possible?
Not likely. There's no
so not likely. So yes, possible. Is that a yes? No.
There's no essential.
You don't seem to hear the question.
There's no essential difference in your ability to levitate in a vacuum than your ability to levitate in atmosphere.
Would you agree that not likely is actually answering yes? It's
no
likely.
Not at all. It means not likely.
So that's a definite no.
Everything's a probability. Your name is your name your mother gave you is only a probability.
Would you go next to 0 before you bring my mother into it again?
Your mother and what she named you, you may not even know with all assurance.
Is that next to 0 too?
Yep.
So the next to 0 is what you think your answer would be to the possibility of levitation in high atmosphere?
As close to 0 as one can get.
Kind of like
no
pressure in space. So no Xanax.
So you believe everything that's almost virtually impossible, but not completely impossible. No, so you believe that you could jump over the moon because it's possible.
No, I just have a problem. We have a problem with you guys playing dumb. It's like every day the electrostatic tethering is new to you guys. That's very interesting.
Yeah,
not new.
Is. Levitation is too.
Okay, what is electrostatic? What is the force that's generated by this electrostatic tethering?
Yeah, I don't know. That's why
how much? How great is? What's the magnitude of the force?
That's why we're here asking you. You don't seem to want to answer or clarify.
So you want to know what the magnitude of the force is?
It's enough that NASA says it will keep their craft up. I mean, have you not looked into it?
Don, can you give me the citation where you're getting that from, please?
NASA.
No,
NASA's not a freaking
Citation.
citation.
Oh, okay.
Post a link
Look, if you
on
think
the
I'm
chat.
being
Slow down,
if you think
Rocky.
I'm
I
gonna
know
put
what I'm
something on the
saying,
table,
unlike you.
I dare you.
Oh, yeah.
I dare you to find any flaw in what I'm asserting here. Find me over asserting what I'm saying,
Don,
please. I dare.
citation.
Don,
Dude,
if
I'm
Wherever
driving.
you
I can go
are,
with NASA. I
no.
posted this commercial 20 times. I
can I-
posted this
Don,
20 times.
Don, can I ask you a quick question? If I took you up 250 miles straight up and then let you go, would you float or would you
No.
fall back to Earth?
If I had electrostatic tethering, I might float.
But if you didn't have electrostatic tethering, what would happen if you're in space at 250 miles up, straight up?
Dude, I'm about to go through the cornfield dead zone. You want to waste time on this?
I want to see if you know the answer to this.
You don't. Oh, Xanax, fuck off.
No, just I'm thinking you might know. I don't know if Rocky
Everybody,
knows.
does anybody else think we're gonna fall down or not? Does
Well, it
everyone
depends.
appreciate Xanax time?
Depends if you have a horizontal velocity or not.
I agree.
The problem with electrostatic
That
tethering,
wasn't part.
I'm going to say
That
that you
wasn't
might
part
be
of-
able to put enough power in to overcome the little bit of drag that you have up there. But now the question is, could I make it pull a U-turn, keep a satellite up there making a constant turn, requiring me to take the entire 2,000 pounds or 200 tons that the ISS weighs and make a turn continuously over the Earth?
If
That's
the
going to require me to
magnetic
take
field
that
banks-
shit
yeah,
at
if the
200
magnetic
tons
field
and
banks
reverse
like that-
its direction every
Well,
96 minutes.
when you guys are done,
It's not reversing. It has a small angular velocity, a small angular.
Right. But over a flat Earth, it has to reverse it.
But what we're saying is weight doesn't matter in this.
Yeah.
Reverse.
Oh,
Yeah,
weight does
when you
matter.
Not
when
there.
you guys are done debating on what technology NASA might or
You got cut off, buddy. Or I did.
I got cut off.
Seems like we all did.
I said when they're done debating on what technology NASA might or might not have.
I think they just
All right,
want
I'm trying to
talk about-
find the amount of force that's coming. I'm going to guess it's like in piconewtons.
I understand where you're going. Although they may keep it up, they don't have the propelling, the travel propulsion. But maybe that's something else. Maybe that's part of the magnetic field or something. Some other undisclosed.
Yeah, because what we're looking at in the newer things that are coming out, once it's put in motion, it never stops.
Yeah, but you can't make it make a turn.
You can't?
No.
You can't, I can't, or they
No, they can't.
Oh.
If there was a magnetic wall, if the sky a magnetic field, it would go bang.
Don, you're in the cornfield, bro. Don, you're in the cornfield. Who was that, Rakia? They know what technology NASA doesn't have.
Yeah, that's what I just heard. They can't.
So I'm
Me and-
looking at this electrostatic tethering, right? So the
me and
problem
him
with it,
can't, for sure.
the problem with it is that anytime you generate an electromagnetic field, that would generate a drag on whatever you're trying to pull, right? So that actually slow down your aircraft or your spacecraft. That wouldn't be a viable way of keeping something in space.
No,
How
somehow
old is
they're
that
using it.
technology?
Somehow they're using it to
That's
accelerate.
why they don't have perpetual motion machines.
It's
How old is
using
that
the-
technology?
See, Don, when I asked you for a citation, I wanted to see if you knew what you're talking. It uses the Lorentz force, and it does produce a small amount of thrust, which theoretically can be used to adjust the orbit, but practically, it's not useful. It's all in investigative state. I did research on solely radiation pressure to affect orbit. That was hype on that type of technology for a while. It went away. There was hype on using airfoils in low Earth orbit to adjust satellites. That hype went away. So these things come and go because they're the hot research topics. But the reality is most of this stuff is not practical to be used in actual space missions.
The reality is he also knows technology NASA. Check. Did I cut out again?
I saw where satellites were designed to be the size of a little chip and scattered around space. I mean, for about 6 months, there was a whole slew of papers that came out. After that topic went away. This space tether propulsion system is just the latest fad that's on the research table.
All right,
It
What
might
clearance
be
do you
launched
have?
in a CubeSat form, but it has never been tested.
Can you
Rocket
characterize
scientist.
Rocket
from
knows.
the?
What security clearance do you have, sir?
I can't read
Rocket.
from this
Rocket.
document. I can't read what this says. Could you tell me approximately what the with their testing, what propulsive force they got, how much?
Rocket knows exactly what technology NASA doesn't have.
That's why I'm asking what
Clearances.
security clearance he has, because it's not illegal to say what clearance you have. It's just illegal to.
None of your
encourage
fucking
them.
business is what my security clearance.
Yeah, it's you're actually like
There it is.
you're not supposed to actually reveal your security clearance to
Whatever.
get.
Exactly.
You
Yeah,
don't
like
must
so.
either, then.
It's
This
a real
guy's full
thing.
of shit.
Really?
You're not supposed to reveal your security clearance if you have
You're
one.
not.
Isn't it
Nope.
funny? Isn't it funny that you think the government is, and the military and the NASA is 20 to 50 years ahead of
I'll
us?
tell you this
Somehow
though.
they can't
Zanuck,
figure
isn't
out.
it
Hold on,
funny
I'm
how you
talking.
think rocket
They
scientists
can't.
know
I'm
more
still
than
Rocky,
somebody
talking.
I
with
don't
top
work for
I'm
secret
still
NASA,
talking.
you
I'm still, I
dipshit.
barely
I
have
live in
3 words
Canada.
left. I barely have 3
You
words
think
left.
he knows
So isn't it
more
funny how they
than
can't figure
someone?
out the shape of the Earth, yet you're talking about
We're not even
electrostatic
talking about that.
tethers
We're
and
talking about
propulsion
someone on
devices?
Discord thinking
Why
he
do you
has
gotta
top
talk
secret
over
clearance.
me? What the
Because you're
hell?
being ridiculous, Zanuck.
No, you are.
I'm
I
making
don't
a
have
pretty
top
good
secret
point. You won't
clearance.
listen.
You're not making a
Where'd
good
you get
point.
this idea
You're
from?
asking people about their security clearances.
Yeah,
Come on.
well, I was making a point that
The
someone with
point
top
is,
secret security
we have
clearance might know
advanced
a little bit more
technology.
than
They can
rocket
figure out the
scientists
shape of the Earth
with
pretty
a
easily.
rocket
Just because you
logo
can't
on
doesn't mean it's
Discord on
insurmountable.
Jim Panda's channel. What do you think, Zanuck? What do you think, Zanuck?
What do I think?
First
What,
of
you're
all,
talking to me again?
you know what? Let me address Rocky. You want
You
to
see-
address it? I don't have top secret clearance.
Right.
I have 3 levels of security clearances.
Cool.
None of them are your damn business because I don't work in the
Okay.
U.S.
I agree with that. Now, do you think someone with higher clearance knows more than you?
Go find somebody.
No, I'm asking, do you? Is it? Or how do you get these clearances, sir? If you can't answer a simple question, do you pass these tests or do you cheat on them?
Actually, they're not so much tests.
They're not tests, you dipshit.
Well,
They're background checks.
They're going to do
In
background
Pakistan,
checks.
yes, I'm a real rocket
so
scientist.
You've never taken a test? So a simple question: rocket scientist with your rocket logo that has 3 security clearances.
Security clearances is not an exam for 3 hours.
Gotcha. I understand.
Then why did you say it?
Someone with more clearance knows more than you.
So
They
what
might
does
have
that have to
access
do
to
with anything?
information that I do not. So in
How
that context, yes, they may know more than I do.
And how many clearance levels above you are there?
Again, none of your fucking business.
It's not like you have to go to school for like an additional year to get a new clearance level.
Never said you did.
All
But
right.
hold on, if what you're
Let's
saying
put
is
it this
that
way: you can know everything about this subject as far as how much voltage, how much thrust you can get from a cathode being pulled through a magnetic field. You don't even need clearance at all to determine how much thrust you could get and theorize how long the tether would be to achieve that thrust.
Rocky, here's the thing though. If all of these orbital mechanics and stuff are all this electrostatic and all this stuff, you would need to learn that stuff, which would need more teaching or more learning and all this stuff. But it's not, you don't need to. It's just security.
Yeah, we're talking about technology that might be known or might not be known, and
But
what
either
we
way, you
know
would
and what
need
other
to
people might
learn
know.
about that technology, and that requires time.
You can't learn about it if you don't know what it is or anything about it, that it even exists.
I mean,
Well,
hey,
you can
this is-
pretend that is the problem.
Let me just say something real quick. I mean, we're talking about clearance, and there's a real important clearance going on at Alvin's Island right now. 50% off plus a 10% local discount, so you can get 2 pairs of board shorts for about $21. Anyway, that's my
Where's
kind of
that at?
clearance.
Are they tropical? Do they have a tropical pattern one?
Oh man, they've got Rusty, Quicksilver,
I need some shorts.
Hooked. They've got Alvin's Island has got pretty much all the high end fishing, surfing.
Are they going out of business? I got one in
No,
Gulf
they
Shores I
just
can go to.
they just drop everything. I guess maybe COVID's really hurt
Yeah.
them. So they're trying to get rid of stuff because I guess they don't want to hold on to it during the winter or something.
I love
But
Destin. I go to Perdido Key 2 months out of the year. You know where that is, huh?
where's that?
Perdido Key near Gulf Shores, or not Panama, but where the Air Force Base is.
Oh,
the
yeah,
Blue Angels
Tyndall?
fly.
Oh, Eglin or Tyndall?
Wherever the Blue Angels fly out of. It's a major
Oh, yeah.
town.
Yeah.
All right. Well, since
Anyway.
we're going to go and talk about stupid stuff, have a good one. Bye.
Hey, have a good one, buddy.
Rocky,
everybody
without
likes
going into too much detail, this is one. Vehicles with a hanging electrodynamic tethered propulsion system could go from an arbitrary low Earth orbit to any other arbitrary low Earth orbit in a few months.
Yeah, that wasn't me on the tether.
Okay, but still, it's a low continuous thrust system,
Mhm. Sounds cool.
which take a long time to actually maneuver.
That's what she said.
Mhm.
All you need is thrust.
Thrust.
How fast could you reverse the direction of the thing with that much thrust?
Well, basically, the idea is you have two CubeSats with a tether in between, right? And then so I don't know if you can actually reverse it because you're just relying on the natural flow of the magnetic field. I think it's just unidirectional.
What's thrusting in this?
Who knows?
The Nationals over the Mets last night, 16-4.
There's a Wikipedia page, but it's got a shitload of formulas that I don't understand.
No, I mean just like with typical rocket thrust, you're thrusting like the mass of the rocket fuel.
You're repelling, as I understand it, you're repelling against the magnetic flux of the Earth.
And that's what I was thinking about, more of a magnetic opposite poles, forcing
Right.
away from each other, but it could be something else, even
But
more
you have
powerful. Right?
tremendously little energy from
Right. If the energy field is all around you and you can create that opposite field to propel yourself away in any direction, man, you could create one hell of a propulsion system, right?
Low continuous thrust system. It's going to take you it's not.
I
It's
get
going
it.
to take you
That's what
months
we
to
know
do.
about, right? That's what
It's
we're
not really.
giving clearance for, right? That's what's being put out in the public.
Oh no,
You
it's
think
voltage. It's all based on voltages and magnetism. There's not a new technology in here per se. It can be calculated, and you can determine exactly how long your wire has to be, and how much thrust it'll be. And if you made it 1,000,000 miles long, it'll only give you so much thrust.
Gotcha.
You look at the dates, some of the references. I mean, this is like 2003. There's stuff in like late 1990s, 94. This stuff has been in like 1981. I mean, this is not new.
I never said it was new.
And it's based on physics. So, I mean, any physicist could come to calculate this. The only places where you get like into really questionable stuff, and even that's calculable also, is now that I've got this wire out here, how much drag is that going to put on it also? So I got to make sure my thrust is greater than my drag. But it's not beyond rocket science. Basic rocket science.
You got to see my point, though, right? Before this was known, people were wondering, right, what's going on with this field? How can I use this, make a propulsion system? So then they gathered data and started researching, blah, blah, blah. So what about the things that are unknown right now that are being, researched for the first time, and maybe 50 years from now, that technology will be released to the public, right? You have to worry about that.
That's how the ISS was launched in '99 and has been up there ever since. Due to things we're going to come up with in the future.
Curve,
250 miles.
Curve, Dr. Bob was in here. I ripped him, bro, on that atmospheric turbidity shit.
No, you didn't, man. You barely answered the question.
Jeremy, how many victory laps are you going to take?
Did you embarrass him? Jeremy, did you embarrass him?
Actually, I want to know from Curve, what was the real story? Because
He
we
left
know that
embarrassed.
we know that Jeremy lies. So what was the real story?
You don't know that.
Shut up. I'm asking somebody who's honest.
Jeremy's not afraid of me, Chemo. Jesus Christ.
So, Curve, what was the real story with the turbidity? Did Dr. Bob have it all wrong?
He was a little bit wrong.
In
But
what
Jeremy
respect?
didn't even know what turbidity meant. He's the expert.
Did he say that you couldn't see, or that turbidity couldn't block you from seeing the stars and stuff?
Yeah, I think he said that. That sounds right.
Okay.
So anyway, I think I raised a valid question there about future technology powering past events.
What about current events?
Even current, but we're postulating that yet to be discovered things in the future. That's the latest argument I just heard. Can account for satellites put up, 20 years or longer ago.
I
use
like
the
that
ISS
idea, though.
because it's still up there.
Can
So
we patent that idea and make money off of it in the future?
it's retro tech.
We should definitely.
We're planning on time travel here, being able to take future technology and bring it to the past. That's good thinking, Rakia. I'm on your side.
Curve. The argument was that these guys know all the technology that NASA has. That's what this whole all started from, because they think Now I know you don't agree with that, right?
Who made that claim, Jeremy?
Jeremy made that claim. Gone.
If time travel was real, someone would have come from the future with the ultimate defeater to flat Earth and given it to us already. So really, it's not true.
Really, I'm also wondering whether the delta between what the government knows and what the public knows is really even as great as stated. I mean, there's applications of technology that they have that are unique, but the base technology we're all known.
Well, hold on. What kind of an argument is it to claim that, because we don't know, then therefore my idea makes sense because we don't know that it's impossible? That's the argument.
It's a good stupid argument.
I don't know what you and Rocky were arguing about. I was barely listening.
Well, you were arguing it too, that we don't know what technology they have.
Yeah, absolutely. I think everyone here should agree on me. You don't know what technology NASA does or does not possess. That's obvious.
We know they don't have quantum levitation
You don't know
technology.
that. You don't know that.
That
guy.
keeps the International Space Station in orbit. Yeah, because it doesn't need that.
Hold on. If they had quantum levitation technology, you wouldn't need rockets.
Quantum levitation,
That's what someone was trying to claim.
Is not even levitation. You take one of these little models of like the superconducting track that's got like the disc that will whiz around in the air above it and turn that thing over. Guess what happens? Nothing changes. It stays the same distance from the track, even upside down. You can turn it vertically and it'll work in that orientation as well.
Can you turn it backwards?
It keeps it a fixed distance. It's not levitation. It's not working with or against gravity, so to speak. Like, it's not an anti-gravity levitation thing. Does that make sense?
Stick it in a magnetic field from Earth to get it to fly.
Hello, with the... Oh, he's not in here.
Who's got the silly ringtone?
Hey Moyak, there's a little paragraph from a
I bet it was Rocket.
report in our meeting. Why don't you take a look at what the tether dimensions are?
Rocket got a cricket
delivering 0.5 to 0.8 newtons of thrust.
10 kilometers.
Rocket, do you have a cricket phone?
How long is it? Is it in miles?
Well, 10 kilometers. I mean,
10 kilometer long aluminum tether.
Seven miles, give or take. No.
6 miles.
6 something. Okay, 6 something. Yeah.
0.6 millimeters by 10 millimeters.
Why are you dodging my cricket phone question?
Weighing about 200 kilograms.
Cricket phone? What?
Yes,
Cricket.
you own a cricket. Do you own a cricket phone?
I don't know what a cricket phone is. Please enlighten me.
He doesn't even know what the Nationals are, Jeremy. Come on.
I was born without the sports chromosome. Sorry.
Does the cricket phone come with the chimney ringtone standard?
I used to like sports back when they were good. Now it's just I can't even take it.
Okay, I'm a sports bandwagoner. When the Olympics are on, or of course when the Raptors win the finals, I'll watch, or but I don't watch like regular season stuff.
Here, Rocket, this is for you.
That's awesome. Yeah. You
Who's
are
rifling through the
not
garbage?
the father. Thank you. I want that answer. .5 to 0.8 newtons of thrust. That's like a mouse fart, basically. It's nothing.
Dude, it'll take us to space, to the stars.
But if you directed that energy, you could take the ISS like up to the moon in a matter of
like thousands of
Centuries.
years, maybe.
hours.
Centuries, man.
Lots and
centuries.
lots. Well, you know how many hours are in centuries? There's still hours.
Like all of this stuff is like it's theoretical. It sounds good. It's always made to do more than what it really. But it's just it has its fads and then it goes away and then there's a new one that comes along.
It was just research to see if it was even possible. Really, that's what it was.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a research concept. I did the same thing in grad school. Like a couple of papers I published. I'm not too proud of it, but I did it because I needed to graduate.
This is how they do it because we don't know that this is not how they do it because, well, secrets.
How do we know there's not a giant space tether out in Area 51?
True.
Because we rated that already. There wasn't anything there.
Yeah, wasn't it 3 guys that showed up and 2 of them just wanted to see what was happening with everybody else?
They're not going to store it there in the visible spectrum, for fuck's sake.
Oh.
Now we can hide stuff.
You've never heard of cloaking technology?
I've heard of cloaking technology.
Well, how do you know we don't have it?
I've actually seen that we do have some small scale cloaking technology.
There you go.
Do I think that Area 51 is hiding a bunch of shit with cloaking technology? Absolutely not.
Oh, and they're 50 years advanced beyond what we know about it.
They got the space tether up there and it's invisible.
Yeah, because we don't know that they don't. This
No
simple.
reason to
This
think
is
that they do.
logic, Jeremy. I love what you put forward here.
Yeah, absolutely no reason to think that they do have it.
Is that a globe-shaped phone?
It's a cricket ball phone.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Jeremy, you gonna go watch the Perseid meteor shower tonight?
Cricket's the wrong term. It's British baseball.
How about you, Curved?
No, thanks.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna get it. It's kind of cloudy right now.
You mean the atmosphere has a lot of turbidity in it?
Yeah, too much turbidity.
I don't know if you'd call clouds turbidity. I mean, you could, I guess, but usually they talk about it as a unit.
Well, ask Jeremy if turbidity accounts for clouds too.
We're going with it.
Boyac, what time is it?
Turbidity includes clouds.
What time is it?
I think it's all night.
Coast?
I think it's all night. It's happening for days, but this is the peak.
Oh, I'm gonna go out and try and take a look.
Which meteor shower is it? What's the name of it?
Perseid.
Oh, okay.
It's pieces.
The one
of
happens every August, where pieces of the dome fall off every August.
I was just
Yeah,
gonna
that's
say
a
that.
good one.
That's what happens. Yeah.
Yeah, every August, this defective ass dome just starts dropping shit.
What part of the dome is it gonna be? What part of the dome is it located at? Where's it
It's
falling apart?
It's
It's
regenerative.
all around the Earth because it
Everywhere,
happens all
every
night.
direction, evenly.
The dome regenerates, so you gotta, it has to shed. It's like snakeskin, basically.
Ah, yes.
Is the dome just falling apart? Is that what's happening?
No, it's not falling apart. It's regenerating like snakeskin.
But snake skin falls off, right? So parts
Yeah.
of the dome are falling off?
Yep.
That's what meteor showers are?
Exactly. Yep. That's my
Okay.
story. You got a story. I got a story. You don't like my story?
That's why we can accurately predict meteor showers, is because it's the dome regenerating.
Yeah. Regenerate same. It's like it's like cycles.
It's like it
We know
regenerates
when-
in the path of a comet every time, and we accurately predict when we pass through that stream of particles that the comet left.
Well, comets are indications of regeneration coming.
So why does it happen every year then? Is it
Well-
just like we have a comet one time and then it just regenerates because of that comet every single year?
You know what? Jake is the our flat Earth specialist on this, I'm gonna have to get back to you.
I'd love to
What are you
talk to
talking
Jake.
about, Jeremy?
What?
Comets don't come every year.
Listen, Jake's the specialist on this. You guys should talk to him about it.
Okay.
I like the fact that you defer to a Glober who is taking the piss out of you.
He is the flat Earth specialist. Beep.
Jake.
The Glober's the flat Earth specialist on the comet. The dome falling apart.
Yeah. I mean, anyone could just
dome, right?
Anyone can just make up a story. I mean, you know, your story happens to be really good.
As a flat earther, the best explanation I can give you is what a Glober says that's making fun of us.
No, he's not. Jake is Jake's gonna be Broomy someday. Watch, he's close.
No.
You guys are losing it. You guys are
Jeremy,
losing
you're
it.
going to be the next Broomy.
No, you're losing.
I've known Jake for like 4 years or more.
Yeah.
Jake is never going to be a flat earther.
You'll
mind.
see. People were probably saying that about Brummy one day.
No, we were saying he was a flat earther in the past.
No, you
With all due respect, Broomy is also not that bright. You know what I mean?
He's got the roid rage going on.
Jeremy, make sure you watch it tonight. You'll see pieces of the universe that are 4.5 billion years old.
Yeah, I
creaming
know.
through their
Billions of
atmosphere.
years. Billions of years, I know. Zan.
Close to 5 billion years.
Is not Broomy's forte.
Carib, I couldn't hear you. Zanuck talked all over you. He has no self-control.
Intelligence
Shut
is
up.
not Broomy's forte. He's not someone you want to champion on this, Jeremy.
Zanuck, I was getting mad earlier. They were talking over you. You were trying to talk. You waited your turn patiently, and you were trying to talk, and they were talking all over you. That wasn't
You also
cool, bro.
accused me of talking over people, Jeremy, and that was kind of not on.
You always talk over people. Zanuck
What are you
does
talking
too.
about? I never talk over any.
You just tried to talk over me, but I didn't let you.
What are you talking? I've got no idea what you're talking.
Oh, let's talk. That's the problem.
Lie.
Zanuck, would you like 60 seconds to say something?
I forgot what I was going to say.
Why don't you give him
Okay,
69
I think
seconds?
Zanuck is the next Brummy now.
No, I was just suggesting that Jeremy watch the meteor show tonight.
I'm definitely gonna go out there and check it out. Yeah. If I can see it, if there's not a lot of atmospheric turbidity, the clouds look pretty low, so I should be all right.
Well, that's key.
Keep an eye out for it going upwards from the horizon.
Yeah, watch out for that turbidity, Jeremy.
Yeah. No, atmospheric turbidity. Yeah, that'll get you.
Get you every time.
Chemo should come up with, the atmospheric turbidity mask. Keep you safe from all of that turbidity.
Is COVID just turbidity now?
Oh God, don't go there. Don't give me fucking idea.
Well, technically, if you sneeze and you have COVID and it's suspended particulates, that's a key.
That you can't normally see and it causes some kind of atmospheric distortion. Then
Yeah, so COVID technically is turbidity, but don't tell them that.
You just.
How do you know if you can't see it? How do you know it's there? Just a government plot to control us.
The problem is you guys don't even know you don't even care about the definition of it.
Of what?
That's the same thing
Turbidity?
Dr. Bob was doing. He didn't even care about the definition of atmospheric turbidity. He said, fuck the definition. I don't know if that's verbatim, but basically.
So you found a new word, you caught someone because they didn't know it, and now you're doing victory laps.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
Okay. So we're clear.
That's not what's happening.
How did you come about this word, turbidity?
Chemo.
Oh, Chemo had the word.
Yeah, he posted a bunch of videos about this shit.
Well, leave it to Chemo. Introduce a new word for us all to relish the glory in.
Well, I mean, atmospheric turbidity is a real thing, but they're just stupid when they talk about it. So
It's like when they found the necessary antecedent.
Here's the thing: you could have a campfire going, and the air directly above the campfire is going to be turbid with the smoke. So, I mean, is that what you're getting at, Jeremy? That sort of atmospheric turbidity? dust particles and whatnot. I remember there was a dust cloud in Sydney years ago. I woke up one morning and the entire fucking, like, everything was red. That was turbidity.
Stupidity.
The fires we just went through, like, it was fucking smoky for 3 straight weeks.
Guys, I'll be back in a little bit.
See, this is why I think Jeremy's trolling. Now.
No, Jeremy doesn't know how to troll. He's still working on his deck.
Yes.
His
I
tiny
didn't think
deck.
does his tiny little deck out the back. Needs to slap some big black cork on that.
His wife is not happy with the size of his deck.
Can he even fit his wife on his deck?
I think his wife was asking if the deck is in or not.
That's a good one.
He's having to redo the deck. She said it was bent. To redo it.
It needs to put some of the deck strengthener on there. I love it when all my neighbours come around and jump on my deck.
Anyone know what Witsit does for a living? Aside from annoy the fuck out of us.
You're not even in the VC, man.
No, I was asking you guys. I'm not.
Originally, he was a fuel pumper at an airport, I think, and then I don't know what he does now. I do know he used to be a shoplifter.
That's not a job.
I've seen his mugshot for that. Yeah,
That's a felony. Or is it a misdemeanor? I don't even know.
Probably a misdemeanor. I'm not sure.
I think it depends on how much you steal.
Well, it's enough to get a mugshot.
Why did all the flurfers leave? We need someone to talk to.
I think whenever we get arrested.
Brian says that Witsit claims to run a business of his own.
Where's the Witsit mugshot? I want to see that.
Nothing more boring than a Glober pretending to be a flat earther.
Well, is Brummy pretending?
No, he's serious.
He has the label of Champion Flatty on his profile.
The problem is, McGruber, I know that you're not, so it wouldn't count.
Yeah, I gathered. Why do they say there's a North Pole, but then there's no South Pole? Why don't they just say Central Pole?
Because that don't make sense.
That's actually a good question.
It's not a merry-go-round.
Compasses should point to the central pole.
Some of them are pretty clever. Like they say things like ionodome instead of ionosphere or atmodome.
Doesn't dome imply sphere as well, though?
A hemisphere, yeah.
It's a hemisphere, yeah. But we don't know how far away it is, though.
But they do.
Actually,
like they told me in the 24/7 that they launched amateur rockets up and it slowed down when it reached the firmament.
So
I said it's because it ran out of fuel, but then they didn't agree with that.
They used to think it hit the dome. Now they're trying to change their argument to fit what the observations were.
So the firmament has
If you watch the Go Past rocket footage, you can hear the boing when it hits.
The firmament has a repulsive field? Is that
Because
what happens?
that's what the rocket would sound like if it crashed into the dome. It would like make a boing sound, like a.
How do you know?
Like a anti-spin yo-yo device or whatever.
No, apparently it's made out of transparent Nerf.
Hey, Scott
have
here.
have you guys ever seen aerogel?
Yes. That's what you mean out of-
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's a conspiracy.
No, it's not.
Aerogel's not man-made. It's pieces of the dome.
Is that what meteorites are now? We just collect aerogel from the dome.
You just set it on fire. It's self-regenerating after all.
It's a synthetic material.
That's what they're doing in Antarctica. They're mining the aerogel.
Uh-huh.
That's why we can't go there. Shit.
How come it's okay for us to go in 24/7 and be mobbed by a bunch of flat earthers, but Witsit doesn't want to do that?
Well, I don't think we're going to mob him unless he says something incredibly stupid.
Which means give him 30 seconds.
He gets way more courtesy and leeway to speak over here than we did over there.
I'm actually scared of what Witsit says. It frightens me.
Oh, that,
Come talk to us, Witsit. We wanna have fun.
So
that,
let's
that
pick one person.
cunt is.
Nah.
No?
He thinks he's smarter than he is.
I mean, all of them think they're smart.
Well, but him in particular.
You know,
I think-
Chemo's here, Chris,
I think
right?
they're pretty clever.
Oh.
It's just they're wrong and conspiratorial.
When was the last time you talked to Chemo, Chris?
Chemo, Paris?
Week.
Chemo,
month,
we miss you.
A couple of months or something, man. Because I've not
He's
been coming
here.
around so much.
Earthers know that's Chemo.
Chemo, we miss
Yeah,
you. Everyone here has missed you a lot.
He's
That's
just
a
been
lie.
hanging out in the chat.
He was recording the chat for like an hour or 2 hours.
Did somebody castrate him, which is why he doesn't come into VC
Well,
anymore?
I don't know. I heard something happened.
Everyone here misses you. Chemo, everyone here misses you.
Everyone doesn't include me, and I'm guessing probably most of the people.
Fucking
Fucking Kermit. Oh, F-bomb.
Being able to have this zombie-like virus spreading throughout the globe.
I got your chemo needs covered all day.
Don't fucking do that. Every time you do it, creeps me out that I was like, what the
Good one.
Oh, you want to hear the new one?
Every leader, let's take Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein was on the verge of revealing the flat Earth. So they killed him.
To Alex.
Yep. Insane. I don't care what Scott says. That is hilarious.
Thank you.
Give us some more Cypher. Not chemo.
What else we got? What else we got?
Let's go through the playlist.
I'm just an idiot on the internet.
Multi-gummed up.
Is this Hugh McGruber?
Here's one. I shortened this down just to make it easier.
You fucking retard.
Say everybody haven't seen my balls. They're big and salty and brown.
What else we got?
It's coming right for us.
I'm not prepared for that.
It's why you fail. That one's for Jeremy, particularly.
CG.
That's for every time they say, that's,
CG.
That's for when someone makes a funny.
Blah 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 blah.
That's just James Truth. This is what I play over and over when I'm listening to someone like write the hand or.
Blah 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 blah.
Please, can I finish? Can I finish? Please, can I finish?
This one's for when everyone's yelling over each other, and then you wait a little bit, and then you go.
Okay, I'm finished.
Okay, I'm finished.
It's coming right for us.
I'm not your friend, guy.
Yeah, I've got to cut those. I've got to actually, get to those. What else we got?
Say everybody.
Nope. That one. No, went through that one.
Curved is narking on you.
Hey, I'm being egged on, encouraged, asked. It was requested.
That's great.
Yeah, but Curve's ratting you out though.
23 viewers on the YouTube. Don't lie.
This is for when they want to, complain. If something's not true. That, they don't agree with something. What else we got?
Right hand get cut off also by a lightsaber.
Maybe that's possible. Now,
Oh, here we go. Slick.
Knows me knows that I make the same consistent statement all the time. The Earth presents itself as flat and motionless. Period.
You're
Assuming anything. I never used the word assume. You did.
Yeah, because he was telling you what you do.
I know, but you can't tell me what I do. I told you that I say what I do.
We can tell you what you do. You just think we can't.
Oh, I'm telling you that you can't.
I know, but you understand I'm telling you.
This one's a bit long.
I know, and do you understand that I'm telling you that you can't? Do you understand that?
Yes.
Can we?
I can stop them, yeah.
Don't do it, Curved. If you silence the soundboard, you will curse the Nationals.
How would I be able to tell?
Good point. You wouldn't. Yeah, that's right.
When they lose 4-16 against the Mets, then you'll know. You've cursed them.
You know how this shit goes. Baseball is very streaky.
Yes. But not when you're playing the Mets. That should be a give me. That's a layup.
Even pros miss layups. They're usually females, but pros miss layups.
Ouch. WNBA took a hit on that one. Speaking of pros, Whitsitt. Actually, I think Whitsitt is better in text chat. He doesn't make any sense in the voice chat.
He doesn't make sense in text chat.
Well, at least in the text chat, you can read back what he wrote down.
Well, why would you?
So I won't.
The guy is delusional rhetoric. I have no interest in him.
Well, no, it's I felt the same way. Actually, I had the most disdain for him than anybody else.
Wait, is this Kosho or is this a soundboard?
That's exactly what I thought. I was like, is Cypher just soundboarding Kosho?
Kosho, is that you? Mic check.
Jeremy, Kosho, are you okay?
It must have been a soundboard then.
Jeremy?
What's up? What's up?
You know,
Somebody say my name?
Argyle, I don't know what your problem is. I don't know what your game is. But I hope you get everything that's coming to you, brother.
Yeah.
Where's Timo at?
Curve, just think of them all as and then it'll make sense.
Okay, that was not a soundboard of Kosho.
I didn't hear what you said. Think of them as what?
I said just think of all of them as Zell, and then it will make sense.
Are you fucking with the soundboard? What'd they tell you, Cypher?
It doesn't sound like a soundboard.
It's not the soundboard this time.
Oh, that was
just
actually
Kosho.
happening.
What does it sound like?
Witsit just asked Jem, do you consider me to be stupid?
Kosho, why are you trying to make your voice sound like mine?
100.
Everybody please go and confirm your answer.
Yo, is Chemo in here or what? Where is he? I haven't heard him.
It'll benefit you just to say no when Witz asked that question, because he's trying to play this thing where he says, "Oh, I'm a college dropout," and then he hit himself like 10 times a minute. And,
Jeremy, Chemo left.
Ah, did he?
Yeah, you chased him away.
Come on, I love Chemo.
Well, you chased him away with your love.
Well, I'm glad he's back. Did you tell him that we all miss him very much?
No, I quoted you saying that, though.
hey, VD, how come you don't play trivia, man? You seem like a smart guy.
Oh, because it's boring. Whoa.
Well, playing with your
Someone's playing
vibrator
with
is
their
fun.
deck.
That's why you don't play, because you got your rabbit next to you. You just do that instead.
I gotta listen to Jeremy playing with his deck, okay?
Somebody's gonna mute him.
Jeremy, for
Jeremy,
fuck's sake.
Tell your wife
What's
to
up?
stop using the dildo.
My bad. I thought I didn't have. You know what? I didn't have the noise suppression on. That's what it was.
And you also
Is
have
that
the
your-
vibrator
is that your
on.
new disc sander, Jeremy?
That was the weed whacker. Weed whacker.
Yeah, the weed whacker. That's right, man.
He goes from
That was
one,
the girl, right?
one
Sorry.
innuendo to another innuendo.
Sorry, Jeremy, what are you whacking?
I'm trimming the bush.
He's whacking his wife's weeds.
All right.
See, Jeremy can only speak in innuendos. He's sanding his deck. He's whacking his weeds. He's molesting
man,
his
don't-
bush.
Yeah, dude. Make sure you don't have the mic on when you're doing that shit, dude. Because you got a vibrator on. People gonna know what's up. Especially Verbal. Verbal has one of those.
I have a
Jeremy,
vibrator.
just put your flashlight in non-vibrator mode and you'll be fine.
Did I ever show you the fucking flashlights that I have in my house? I
No,
never
we've
use
seen the
them.
one with
I
coffee
promise you, I
that
never
comes out
use
of
these
it, though.
things.
All
my
right,
sister.
Kosho, do you have the generic one or is one of the porn stars?
No, my sister.
Rocket.
She works. She knows the dude who like fucking created it and shit, and he's got like the fucking like the next level one. I forget what it's called, but she does like 8 of them, and they're like these like there's like these robot flashlights. They're weird, dude. I forget what they're called.
So, just as a footnote, I hope Waz heard this and he asks for a flashlight from your sister.
Oh my god, I never do. I see them around the house, but I never. I didn't know how they work or anything. So
Yeah.
you can plug it in. Like you can. It says It says Bluetooth on it, so you can like Bluetooth it to the video or something, and it does whatever the video is doing. Shit like that.
Rocket.
Supposedly.
I need one of these right now.
Rocket.
Yeah, I know
Rocket,
you
I've
do,
got-
man. Here's what it
Joseph,
does.
just remember,
Whatever
we're on live
Rocket's
YouTube.
gifts are, it'll make
Yeah,
sure it's doing whatever Rocket's gifts are doing.
That'd
Rocket.
be fantastic.
Rocket.
Yes, Cypher?
Your friend, buddy.
Attaboy.
Oh my god, why is this
Kosho,
gotta say
Waz would
something?
like to know how your sister knows this guy.
I used to work with this guy, man. I never
'Cause
worked with
they're
him,
banging.
but he did the VPN awards or the
AVN awards.
AVN awards. Thank you. And I had to help him make the app for it. And I was supposed to be able to go
Right.
to the I was supposed to be able to go there, but I was dating this chick and I wasn't allowed to go.
Kosho was the
Kosho, is your
fluffer.
sister a porn star?
Kosho was the
No.
fluffer.
No, I'm not a fluffer. No, she's not a
Kosho
porn
was the
star.
fluffer, and Jeremy was the janitor.
I gotta tell you guys something. So one of the girls in aerospace, I was a grad student, but she went and got an aerospace jacket, and on it she had written "Flutter Girl," and she couldn't get why all the guys were laughing at her. So I had to tell her why they're laughing because they're basically thinking as a fluffer girl.
Wait, girls do that job?
Well, that's what they call they call them flutter girls when they do 0G porn.
That's not a thing, Jeremy. You realize that? It's like the one thing that isn't a thing.
Yeah, but
in porn.
Moyak's gonna do it, and then he's gonna make millions, and he's gonna call those girls
Okay,
flutter
so
girls.
I've seen underwater porn, parachuting porn. I don't know about zero G porn. I've never.
It doesn't exist.
I can say I've never seen that.
It does not exist. I can confirm it. Here's the closest thing. There you go, Jeremy.
Babe,
Closest thing.
Hey, can I tell you something, BD? I don't think that you would be able to handle trivia. I think that's why you don't go.
Yeah, that's probably right.
I think that like you would be so embarrassed to lose to Chris.
Oh, Chris would kill me.
Would beat you. Scott Veach.
Lale would destroy me.
How embarrassing would that be to lose to Scott Veach, man?
Oh man, I
That'd
don't
be
think I
you
can live with
losing to
myself.
Scott Veach. Yeah,
I'd have to call like someone on a hotline or something.
yeah. Scott Veach gets answers from Flashbird, like behind the scenes. I see him.
Flashbird sends me.
He gets fucking DMs from him.
Answers.
Hey, Coach, whatever happened with these dollar amounts that you win in trivia? It's supposed to amount. You said it's supposed to amount to something.
Yeah, they do, man. I haven't. Yeah, I am. You're right. I haven't made the bingo or the pets. I've been lazy, man.
So how many points do you need to get a fleshlight? That's all I want to know.
I'll tell you what. If you can beat Curve Score.
Are you fucking kidding me?
By the
That
end of the
guy's
year,
got like the lowest
by the end of the
latency time
year,
for his responses.
Doesn't matter, dude. If you get it by the end of the year, I will send you one, dude. Because she has enough of them, dude. I can
You
send you
will
one.
win a used fleshlight from Kosha.
No, they're not, dude. There's no way used, dude. She made me, dude. I had to mail
some
one to
bleach.
Canada. What's in Canada? What's SJ? No, there's some weird code in Canada, like fucking SC or something like that.
So Kosho, and this is on
Yeah.
Waz, for Waz's benefit. A girl can get a little kit that'll mold her and to make a fleshlight.
But how long does she have to stand still for?
Dude, these are like the new ones, man.
And how many of those has your sister made? Boom.
Waz would like 3.
Of all of them, but I can find it.
St. John's.
His weird code might be Saskatchewan.
That's SK.
Are we talking about?
Hey, that's what it was.
Oh, SK. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Sorry,
That's what it
Waz. Okay,
was.
you only
But
won
I had to
2. You're
mail
right,
it.
that
It
was
was like
fine.
$80.
You're only allowed to post the eyebrow of his sister. Jeez. Come on, guys.
No, she told me I had to go mail it. All right, hold
That's
on.
too far, Aphrodite. Post the eyebrow.
What this is all about. Jesus Christ, I gotta search for, damn it, dude. Never mind.
If I
Find
reverse
the
search
shit that it is,
gift
you gotta
or
look
that
up what all
image,
these other
I don't
shit
think I'm
are.
gonna find Kosho's sister.
Here it is. It's the launch. It's called the launch. Fleshlight launch.
Is it going into low Earth orbit or?
That's what I'm saying. It looks like a vacuum cleaner, like a Dyson vacuum cleaner or something.
That's like a Kerbal space program.
What the hell, dude?
It's porn.
Hey, look at these pictures. Dude, how can they put this on Google? Can't look at these pictures, man. But yeah, it's called the Fleshlight launch.
God damn it, Gary.
Well done, Gary.
Quit doxing bitches like that.
Left and right.
That's supposed to be see. That's how you know it's not my sister. My little
Fuck
sister,
it.
like the picture looked like my little sister, but she doesn't have eyes like that. She has brown eyes.
Both eyebrows in the pic. I mean, just give it all away.
Yeah, she's related to Cocho. I'm sure she has a shaved head and no eyebrows.
Yeah, she's a skinhead.
No, I was gonna say she
My
was
little sister,
psychotic, but whatever. Skinhead.
I told you the first time I was at a strip club, I got called a skinhead.
It's because you're Jewish.
Yeah, that's what I told her. I said I'm black and I'm Jewish. Anyhow, there's enough about this bullshit, dude.
That's what you get for questioning trivia, man.
Dude, have you seen
Boom.
Riggs' eyebrows?
See, Rick
Blurred him out. What are you talking about?
Dude.
Rick, there's no way any computer program can get those fuzzy looking eyebrows and match them to a face.
Lead off home run, 1-0 Nationals.
Would you say Riggs got eyebrow implants?
Implants. Is
You got, like,
Flashburn
eyebrow-
watching the game?
You got like eyebrow plugs?
Oh, he killed that cutout.
This is a rocket science. He knows
Killed
what's
that
up. Dude.
cutout, curved.
Do what?
He killed that cutout with that home run. You didn't see that cutout that it got totally taken out by the home run ball?
No. Didn't see it.
Oh, it's too bad. Thank you, Flashburn, for posting some of the game. Just some of it. Well, speaking of which, did you see Laureano charge the dugout?
No, what was that about?
Oh, he got hit by a pitch, eyeballed the pitcher, went to first base, and then him and the coach from the Astros got in a staring match, and he just like charged the dugout. Let me see if I can find it for you.
And I'm getting a replay here. I'm gonna what? Nah, I didn't get it.
All right, here you go, Curve. Check this one out.
Curved. Are you happy I made Dr. Bob leave in shame earlier? They said you don't like him. He's too snooty tooty for me too. I hear you. What, you guys watching baseball?
Excuse me.
Hold on. We've got quite a few violations of the social distancing rules here.
We're at.
In the brawl,
Oh yeah, definitely.
they should be getting tickets.
They need to be quarantined for 14 days.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, that probably would make the Mets a better team, though. Start quarantining all those chumps.
Yeah, I'm wondering, why are we trying to develop bingo? Or are we at a loss for like old women here? What's the deal?
No, Kosho has been visiting nursing homes to try to pick up chicks, and bingo
Trying?
is in.
We're talking about trying, buddy. First of all, it's not even it's nothing you have to even do. Okay, it's just like it's like shit that happens. Somebody will, someone will say this shit happened. You don't have to like mark your own card. It'll automatically mark itself. This shit that happens all the time. Okay, like common shit that happens all the time, and you'll get points for it. It's not bad. There was shit that was relevant before that's not really relevant anymore, but we'll say like Becky's birds, for example. Like Becky's birds will chirp. If you have that on your bingo card, then points. You get to mark it off.
Kosho's trying to open up a Globe Earth casino.
BD's a smart dude, but he never goes to trivia, man.
I think it's a good idea, man. Casinos make a lot of money.
They don't really make too much money, man.
Aren't you part Indian?
I am part Indian, but
Is there anything you're not?
I'm not Hispanic.
Oh. No me gusta.
Is that a low blow or nothing? I'm just not Hispanic. I'm not Asian. I'm not
You're only Asian from the waist down.
That's right. I got a squinty my brother once told me, he said I look like Gilbert Gottfried.
Gilbert Gottfried. That is not a compliment.
I know, it's not a compliment, man. I'm racially ambiguous, so I've gotten away with being Korean, Filipino, but I've gotten away with being anything, dude.
Well, what is Jeremy? Is Jeremy Asian? I mean, you can always be a
Kosho's
little...
one of those. Remember how I was telling you about those people? If we just keep having sex, we'll all be brown and racism will end. Kosho's already there. He's one of those people.
There,
you
man.
could pass for anything. Nobody knows what you are. Perfect. That's exactly what we're going for. It'll end racism.
He's a caramel baby.
Caramel, that's right.
But then Curve had to jump in and ruin my whole shit, talking about we'll be different shades of racism.
Dude, we're all mixed up, dude.
Yeah, I mean, some guy was in here when we were having that conversation. Said, "I've never been da da da." You don't know how far back you know how many generations you'd have to go back. You don't know what you could have been, or
Well, I'm definitely not North Korean. Okay.
I'm just saying, one of your ancestors.
I've been able to be Korean. I've been able to be Cuban, Jamaican, whatever I want, dude. I could tell anybody I was anything, and they would have to believe it.
Yeah, he's one of those like ambiguous people where you don't know their gender.
That's what I would do in the Navy.
You don't know their gender?
Yeah, exactly. You don't know my fucking gender. That's right, man.
That's gonna be the next thing, though. Once we're all the same color, we're gonna need
Fuck,
Guess
man.
the gender without looking below the waist.
I'm on your side, Jeremy. Up until that, dude.
What'd you say, Kojo?
I was on your side, man. I thought you were repping me until you said that, man.
No, I was. That was a joke at the last part. I'm
You
just
fucking
saying, like,
don't know my gender. What the hell, man? But
no, that was.
no, you're good, dude. No, but honestly, when I was in Virginia, I was dating that Russian girl. Like we told them we were teachers. We worked for the UN, and when I was in the Middle East, I never told anybody I was in the Navy. Like I'd make up different shit for everybody.
You're a grifter.
And yeah, they all believed it.
You're totally a grifter, Kosho.
Well, no, actually, I was a little bit scared to tell people I was Jewish and in the Navy.
This is why people think I'm you, Kosho, because you do things like this.
Yep.
That's okay.
No,
Jeremy is just a grifter.
There's worse things to be confused as, man. I don't mind if people say I'm Jeremy, and I hope you don't mind if people say that you're Kosho, man. It doesn't matter.
I mean, I just want to be like I don't want to be you too.
Well, fuck you, man.
I'm just saying, like I just want to be me. That's all.
Are you finished with your deck?
Nah, next weekend this weekend coming up. I'm pulling
You
weeds
can't leave
right
that
now.
deck undone.
Listen, I'm trying to keep this property up, man. I'm pulling weeds right now. I was weed whacking a
You
minute
gotta
ago.
work that deck there, Jeremy.
Jeremy, are you going to polish your deck?
I don't know about that. We're gonna stain it.
Nobody here have a fucking New Zealand accent?
This will be a nice golden colored deck.
Gold.
No, she's gonna do it like a light
Goldmember.
gray. She's gonna do it like a light gray, I think.
Do you need some truck nuts for your deck?
What?
You know,
I don't
truck
even know what
nuts.
you're saying. Truck nuts?
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
You don't know what truck nuts are?
Oh, the things that hang on the hitch attachment, the
Yeah.
blue balls. They're usually blue most of the time. Sometimes they're like silver.
Blue? What the hell are you talking about?
You've never seen them be blue?
No.
What color are they?
Gray, white, black. Never blue though. That's the one color you don't want.
Yeah, I've seen blue a few times. And that's tough having to explain to the kids what those are. People should really stop having those.
What
Those aren't
color
blue.
house are we working with here, Jeremy?
Gray. Light gray. Light gray
Light
house.
gray?
Yeah, light gray. She's gonna do the deck light gray. Yep. She's gonna match it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't water them as much as I should.
Are you still there?
Oh yeah, I'm here. What's up?
I would just suggest
A
get her
neighbor
to think
Oh,
about.
hold on. I just want to say a neighbor just complimented me on our house. So
Yeah. The man.
You tell him to fuck off and mind his own business.
no, it's a nice older couple.
All right,
It's a
whatever.
nice neighborhood. I'm not in the hood right here. I mean, I'm near where it's popping off, but I'm just enough away.
Get off my lawn, zip ahead.
Well, this is what I'm thinking. If you got light gray siding, light gray deck might look a little blah, and
I know.
consider going with something a little darker than the light gray. Doesn't have to be like gunmetal gray, but something more of a medium tone gray. If you don't want to switch colors completely for contrast, but at least contrast the shade of gray. Give it some darkness to make it kind of stand out a little bit more from the siding. A match will, I think it'll cause it to kind of all just blend together and be a little blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, she knows what she's doing with the colors. She watches all those. The show. It's like a channel with all house renovation shit where they flip houses and shit. The two twins, brothers.
Yeah, none of them fuckers know what they're doing. None of them.
What do you mean? They know what they're doing.
Curve, say Jeremy is fixing his deck.
Well, some of them do. Hey, Jeremy. Jeremy is fixing his dick.
Right? He's saying dick.
I'm not saying dick.
No, Curve is saying it.
Oh,
No, I know what you're thinking, BD, and that's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about his son dick.
I'm more confused now.
definitely said it. Definitely said it that time. You definitely said it.
The one out back that's made of wood, the dick.
That's just is that just your accent?
I guess it is.
Your Wyoming. Where are you from, Kirk?
It's the only word I speak Kiwi in.
That's your Kiwi.
You know, Jeremy. You know that
E-C-K, dick.
You know that Curved is a decorator, right?
Oh God. And this is why you shouldn't have.
If you don't trust me, ask Randy. Shoot Randy a DM, see what he tells you.
Oh yeah.
He's a dick worker too.
No, he's the decorator.
Oh, I thought he did dick.
He decorates doilies.
Yep, professional decorator.
No, seriously though, this deck will be done next weekend. Well, my part's done.
Sure.
Next
Who
weekend,
else has a part on your deck?
My wife's gonna finish it off after I'm done.
Is she gonna apply the finish by hand to your dick?
She might use some tools.
She might use some tools. She gonna get a flashlight from Kosho?
Yeah, she's gonna apply it via flashlight. No rollers, no brushes. Oh my God, I'm outside, man. I gotta be careful.
Jeremy,
People
how many
walking by and
deck sealant?
No, we're done.
coats
We're
is
done
it
with
gonna
this
take?
conversation. We're done.
No, I think some of us are not.
People got their windows open over here. No.
It's New York, man. They're gonna turn and look the other way in 10 seconds.
Yeah, but still, this is a pretty nice neighborhood, though.
How'd you get
Are
in?
you saying that
How'd I get in, right?
Too nice for your dick?
He's talking to himself about his deck.
Came straight from Hooptyville. Straight out the trailer park. And I'm not even joking. We moved to the trailer park to save up money to buy the house.
Jeremy, do you really not flow? It seems like you listen to rap, dude, and you're like using other people's flows, and you got a good flow, but it's not your own shit. Can't freestyle or nothing.
I've never I don't freestyle. Like I can't. They don't even when you see a freestyle, it's not even a freestyle anymore. That shit's all written.
Yep.
You think when you see a Cassidy freestyle, that's literally coming off the top of his head?
Nope.
Some people do, man. Me and Spurs used to always freestyle, dude. We used to go on my server and we used to fucking battle each other. You should have Spurs write your shit. He'll write it for you.
Spurs could be my ghostwriter.
Yeah, he's good at coming up with shit, but no offense, but he sounds boring when he flows. Sometimes.
Always. He's always
like
boring.
he just like talks a little bit sometimes. So sometimes he just talks it out. He doesn't really flow. But he comes up with good shit sometimes.
I'm glad he came back. I missed him. I know you.
He never left, man.
You can lie and say you guys all lie and say you didn't miss him, but I know deep down you missed him.
I miss him, but I know how he does it, dude. He doesn't leave. He's not leaving, dude. He's a smart dude, so he knows how to leverage people's attention.
Was that a soundboard?
I don't know. Did I get disconnected or like I don't know what happened? Just check.
I can hear you.
We're the only two.
Yeah. Bases are loaded though.
I'm not watching it.
I know.
I'm getting stuff done. Baseball's
Okay, they're
boring,
ahead
man.
in the count. He's ahead in the count.
Last baseball game I went to, I couldn't wait till down at Yankee Stadium.
Is
just
the
boring,
new Yankee
man.
Stadium or the old one?
The old one, the old one. I'm
Yeah.
saying though, every pitch, man, they don't need to tap their cleats and hit the bat on the ground and check their wristbands like in between. The pitches are just too long. It's too slow.
They're trying to speed it up, right?
I ain't got
There's a
time
pitch
for that.
clock. There's a pitch clock now. They got like
Oh, is there?
15 seconds to throw a ball.
Oh,
but-
mad
Hey,
people.
Jeremy, don't ever go to a game of cricket, all right? If you can't stand baseball, you ain't going to be able to stand cricket.
Cricket's even slower.
I don't
God
think
bless
Jeremy
you.
drinks
Yeah,
enough.
man. At least a minute, sometimes 2 minutes in between each delivery.
Jeremy, their
Yeah,
matches
even if you
last
win-
like almost days. Okay, not even like hours, days.
Even if you win, they're gonna tie you to a eucalyptus tree and leave you there all night.
Eucalyptus tree? What the hell?
It sounds Australian. Where is that? England?
Kosho knows what's up.
Who does cricket? English people and Australians and Canadians too, probably. Huh?
Everyone else on the planet, except for
So
Canada.
all the weirdos. Oh,
Yeah.
Canada doesn't do it.
Nah.
All the skillful
Yeah, but-
people. What can we say?
You guys do
Oh,
that
he
curling
swung.
thing now. You guys do curling though. That's just as stupid.
We don't do curling.
No, I was talking to
That's
Canadians.
Canadian shit.
I was
That's
talking
like
to
2
Canadian
miles from
people.
the.
You shut your dirty mouth, Jeremy. Curling is cool.
Dude, I said, seriously, bro.
You gotta rep.
Drive by the
Curling,
U.S.
man.
curling.
Any
Olympic
sport
Center
you play with a
every
broom
single
is
time I
good,
go
eh?
there.
They're like, how do you even get into curling to be like an Olympic
like-
curler?
It's like glorified shuffleboard.
Dude, it's a.
No, it's
you
like
should be into that
glorified
sport, Jeremy.
janitor.
It's about sweeping.
Seriously, I'm gonna do that in the hallway when we're done.
That was wow.
Wait,
Verbal.
I
That was,
didn't
a
hear
little,
what he
that
said.
was a little below the belt.
What'd he say? I didn't hear it.
It's the Olympic sport of sweeping.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that next. As soon as we're done summer
Yeah.
cleaning, I'm gonna set
We
up a
need some
curling
Americans who know how to do that sport, man.
in a hallway. I'm gonna do it in one of the hallways. They're fresh waxed. What do I need for the floor? Oh, you need ice for that. I can't do that. You're gonna have to get the real genius thing he did back.
Dude, that's not a real sport, man.
It is. They give
I'm
like
gonna tell
gold
those
medals.
guys, like, they keep adding shit to the Olympics. They gotta start taking shit away, dude.
They
That's
took
one of the
away
shit they gotta take
wrestling,
away.
man.
It's like lawn bowls on ice, isn't it?
What the hell is wrong with Scherzer?
I mean, bocce ball is awesome.
Those are literally fucking window sweepers, dude. Those are like the shit that the homeless guys wipe your windows with.
You got a homeless ass Olympic sport going.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense, man.
What, curling in any way, shape, or form?
Nah, dude, yeah. Well, you know what they say about the Winter Olympics? It's usually like, most of it is rich people stuff. Because most of the stuff you can't even get to unless you're like a rich person.
Dude, they don't even lock their doors in Canada, so I mean.
What is Waz doing? He's not watching the game.
Yeah, that was pretty good, man. Caught him looking.
So what is up with the curling? What did y'all decide? Why is that like their national sport?
Rocket. I think we agreed it was a sport, right? Why doesn't Witsit have a picture of the entire Earth all at once? Jeremy, why don't you have a picture of the entire Earth all at once?
I mean, I don't know. We
I mean,
don't
it's
got the money. If I had NASA's budget one day, I might, maybe 2 or 3 days, maybe. I don't know. Like, shoot me a rocket in the budget. I'll find out what's up. Yeah, all we need to do is make a line. Like this whole observation thing. You ain't getting nowhere with that. Even if you do go up.
All you got to do is walk south from South America and Australia.
Yeah,
follow
the line would be
compass.
like way better though. That'd be good. That'd be good too, but
People can walk.
Yeah, but which south? I mean, if you just limited it to a single degree, there's 360 souths on flat Earth.
No, on the compass. You know,
Yeah, that's
that's
just
why
what I said.
you follow the compass south. You don't follow a flat Earth map. What are you, crazy, Rex?
Southern. There is no south. Again, that's trickery,
southern.
sorcery.
300 360 ways to get to the south. That's the song. 360 souths. And that's if you just limit it to a degree. That's being generous. Or conservative, rather, pardon me. Okay. When you get that far out, how many miles will a single degree diverge?
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of souths. You get a lot of bang for your buck in flat Earth.
it's basically infinite south.
Yeah, ain't nothing but souths.
Southern.
And none of them
If
are in the
that's how
same
it works.
direction. And none of them are in the same direction.
If that's how it works, I mean, who knows?
Yeah, exactly. Who knows? Why would we ask a flat earther to know about these things? They're only pushing it. Why would we ask them to back anything up? But that's just ridiculous. Who knows? Truer words, my friend. Truer words.
Let's settle the flat Earth and the round Earth thing the only reasonable way possible. We get a team of flat Earth baseballers and a team of globe Earth baseballers.
No, dude.
That's out of 7.
That'll be definitive for. That'll be definitive for what.
No, Jeremy.
For that year,
No,
yeah.
we gotta flow against them, man. That's what we gotta do. That's what I'm telling you.
What are you trying to do?
Epic rap battle.
Dude, I don't rap really. I'm not a rapper.
Jeremy's more of a
But
catcher.
you can rap. I've heard you before with other people's lyrics. You got a pretty good flow, man.
I don't know.
We'll put it to the test, man.
I don't think I have a voice for that. I don't know. I mean, I'll
Well,
spit a
you should
few,
do.
I'll spit a few bars and then whatever.
Here's what you should do, dude.
You can.
Chemo. Me and Chemo haven't done it in like 2 years, but I'm gonna convince Chemo to come back to my server, and we'll do it like we used to do, where I used to just me and him, and you should show up. You can be y'all two on the globe side. I mean, on the FE side. I mean,
I don't even have a good rap name.
So you guys can take Brummy. He can be your designated hitter, and we'll keep Kosho and let him be for us.
I thought we were doing a rap battle. not
Sir
a real
Mops.
battle.
Sir Mops a lot.
you have your right eye missing, or your left eye missing.
My right.
Hey, you could be left eye, dude.
Jeremy, you could just be MC Kosho, man.
Yeah, I got my friend here. She's got one eye too.
I think Koto is playing with his voice to try to make it look like mine. He's gonna go do some crazy shit and try to impersonate me. Yeah, I feel like that. I feel like you try to.
May as well start taking credit for his shit, man. You know.
I feel like every time I hear Kosho, his voice sounds more and more like mine. Like you're trying to get it down just right.
Almost
Where
like
you're trying to
dropping
impersonate
the
it.
act.
What?
Almost like you're dropping the act.
Drop an egg?
The act.
The conspiracy slowly unravels.
Boom.
Jezzaconda, I like that.
How's it going, Kosho?
What's up, Zan? I was going to talk to you offline because I need to have another session like we had the other night, dude. I've been practicing those moves, but I need to see you do it again.
Hell Okay. Have you gotten a little better at it? Or?
Hey, Zant, the Drunken Cowboys freestyle.
Yo, I don't even know. Is this really Kosho? Or is you guys got like some bot?
Jeremy.
Is it like a bot? What's up?
They're funding muting me.
Is this they are funny mute, but they got a Kosho bot, I think. I don't even know if that's really Kosho. I think it's something on Cypher's soundboard or something.
Is it?
Hey, when's your birthday, Jeremy?
See, he can't, I don't think that's really Kosho.
Dude, because you're a flat earther, dude. You're fucking just as crazy as the rest of them, dude.
It's a
The people who
soundboard.
fucking thought I was you. You're just as crazy as them, dude. The
This
fuck
sounds
are you
similar.
talking about, dude?
That's not Kosho. This sounds very similar though. Very similar.
Dude, here's how you fucking know, dude. If it's you and Brummy
I know, it's not you.
and Elijah,
You went-
and
you
it's
went-
only you guys, dude, that's how you
went
know
to-
you're fucking wrong.
You
Okay?
went said yeah, but it's no, it's not you. Sorry.
Fuck you, man.
Spit it out.
That's
Fuck
what
you,
the thing does.
man.
It's not Kosho. I just
He's
know.
right, man.
Sounded a lot like him though.
Hey, Brummy, what's up, Brummy? Brummy, how are you?
I'm good.
He's
how are
right,
you?
do that shit.
It doesn't sound like you. It sounds like you got a cold then or something. You do sound slightly.
Can
like
you float? Can you float, Brummy?
Can I float?
Yeah.
Yeah, due to relative density.
If you had somebody else's lyrics, you could float, huh?
Well, I don't know about relative density, but I know that I can float when I just hold some air in my lungs.
Dude, I said flow, man, not float.
Oh, you mean like an intellectual individual, not your typical criminal or subliminal fool, like that.
Yeah, I like that, man. That's right.
Yo, spit that again, Brummy.
I mean, all right, I say it slow. I mean, intellectual individual, not your typical.
Spit it fast like you did.
I'm an intellectual individual, not your typical criminal or subliminal fool. Yeah, my passable, never call, not your form, never call, it's called about schools and its rules, that body is bad, made no sense. That's when you won't make no sense. Those things that you said in the sentence will only get you a sentence. I'm blessing you with my presence. I give knowledge like Christmas presents. There you go.
Brummy, you fuck with Shoddy
What's up, man?
Horror?
He's breaking the rules.
Brummy, you fuck with
No,
Shoddy.
flowing's okay. Singing's not.
Brummy, you heard of Shoddy Horror?
Shotty Horner.
Oh, that's your UK peeps, bro. I'm surprised you ain't hear of him.
No, that's
He's a battle rapper.
Oh, I know a few battle rappers and that. I grew up around my area. We all like smoke weed and rapping and gang banging and that.
Did you hear Chocolate Sand's fucking song?
Huh?
Chocolate Sand? He came out with the fucking song.
I remember Chocolate Rain. That's about it.
Jesus Christ,
Oh,
no.
Chocolate Sands one, the flat Earth one. He's got something.
Yeah, man. Have you heard it?
I worked hard for it.
That
I
was cool.
sacrificed for it. And yes, I stressed for it. And I got it. And at our senior award ceremony, it felt so good when I heard my name announced with this title. It's so good
Manic, this is too long.
for about 15 seconds. Yeah, 15 seconds of my heart racing and my adrenaline pumping. 15 seconds of, yeah, I won! 15 seconds of being at the top of the pile of all my accomplishments, and it felt euphoric. But there must come a 16th second. And on that 16th second, I sat down in my seat. I looked at my silver stole that says valedictorian.
Shut up.
Thought,
Thank you.
Thank you. That was just noise.
Yo, wait till I tell.
Soundboard.
It wasn't even interesting.
That was not the soundboard. It was just someone hot micing listening to a video. For Christ's
No, that
sake,
was
get the
Xanax.
two correct.
That was Zanuck trying to ruin the
I take offense at that.
Every
My
time somebody's
soundboard
got-
takes offense at that.
Every time somebody's got a hot mic, they're gonna accuse Cypher soundboard. He won't even be in here. They'll be saying, "Shut the soundboard off."
You're gonna have to get some of a Brummy on that soundboard, dude.
Huh?
Yeah, I'll go back and clip some out.
Go to Coach Elise. Come on, guys.
I'm not
Coach
your
O-
buddy, friend.
Did
I'm
Coach
not
O
your
leave?
guy, pal.
See, Brummy gets to
fucking real.
Jeremy.
Canadians, in it? The fucking them two little things in South Park.
Yeah, they said they said that their president had drift.
Yeah. We were mates saying the same thing to each other all the time. Like when we get drunk and that. Just,
yeah.
You can just keep going, can't you?
Dude, have you heard QE's new song? He has this fucking dumb song, dude. And then I go to make fucking breakfast this morning, and so I go in there, or was it yesterday? In there to fucking to sit in his server. I was listening for a second. I come back, and he's playing this fucking Jimi Hendrix, Foxy Lady, but he changed all the words, so it was like about blowbers. It's really weird, dude. I saved it, but it's my computer at home.
Don't save it. Delete it. Get rid of it.
Yeah, you're to nuke your hard drive.
Dude. I hope you make more, dude. It's worth recognizing, dude. It's really funny, and every time he plays it, I always give him the server. I'm like, dude, that's great. Like everybody else is like, I hate that, and I'm like, dude, that's great. So I wanted to keep making it because he has like no shame. It's really funny. He's like no shame, and he makes these dumbass fucking like he's beating up Globers and sticking his like the lyrics like he's sticking his foot in their face and like all this crazy shit. Pretty crazy.
Pretty good at it.
But what if he's not crazy?
Exactly. That's the crazy part about it.
What if he's not crazy? That's the craziest part about it.
Yeah, what if he's just an act?
Or what if
It's
he's
just
right?
great. That's crazy.
Or
Fucking
what
crazy.
if he's
What are you
right?
talking about?
Maybe he's just doing it for attention.
No way in which he's
People
not
do crazy
crazy.
shit for attention all the time, Kosho. I mean, you
Yeah,
pretend to
that
be
doesn't mean that
Jeremy.
he's not crazy, dude. And no matter how you spin it, he's a crazy person.
No, he might not be crazy. He might just be right.
Exactly.
Predictive model with predictions.
It doesn't matter.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
if he's
A
right, he's
model.
right.
A model. That's all you fucking hear. Model. Because we need models to describe reality, don't we?
Graphs brought me too. Don't forget graphs.
Graphs, equations. You're
Jeremy,
not seeing me humping your wife. I'm not humping your wife. You just don't know the full story. You need to
He's
understand
funny.
me a bit more. He's funny muting me.
He's funny muting you.
The funny.
Jeremy, what's QE's best point? Like, what's his best argument?
Kosho is
His
good. He
theory.
won't funny mute you. He stopped to let you get the rest of your shit.
I think one of his good points of many, which is can you conduct science without an experiment, like science in the reality world? Oh, you can, yeah.
Don't be stupid like
I think Brummy is jumping on Jeremy's deck. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Don't be stupid. Yeah, don't be stupid like him, because it's true that experiments are a very important backbone of science, but you can definitely be doing science and not be doing an experiment, dude. You can be doing research. You can be taking data.
Why don't you debate him 1v1 in the arena tonight?
I've talked to him about this, dude. He doesn't budge.
Right. So why should he budge? What merits have you given to budge? What are the actual standards you've actually provided to prove that you can do a scientific experiment?
No, I've shown him. Yeah, I've shown him that. And what happened was Whitsitt was like, oh wait, they have evidence both ways, because he had evidence for that. I had evidence that showed that you don't need experiments. And I think it was his own citation.
You don't need experiments for your own merit.
QAs.
You don't need your own experiments. Is that what you just says?
Yeah, you don't have to be doing experiments to be doing science. Yeah.
Agree with that. I think you need experimentation in order to clarify something in reality. I don't think
you're incorrect.
All right. Then.
They think you don't, Rummy. They think you don't need experiments.
Okay, I'll prove it to you. If you were to make a list of all the things that you know are in reality, how many of them do you know are in reality as a result of an experiment?
Let's say.
But not everything is.
All right. Let me
not
write down.
everything is science.
Let me get my piece of paper and pen, and I write down, milk, chicken, eggs. Like I'm going shopping. So I know them things in the supermarket. but they're in reality. But I'm writing them down. Chicken egg.
Do you know they're in reality as a result of an experiment?
That's not the question, Jim.
Yeah, but is that scientific?
A direct observation, perhaps?
Can you know that things are in reality then without an experiment?
Not everything has to be science.
Well, that's what QE said. He said it has to be science, but it's not
And
real.
that's what Brummy's just said. He said,
Yeah.
in order
No,
to
no.
know if something's true, I have to do an experiment or something along those
No,
lines.
I don't need
No,
to.
that's absolute. That's you're
Okay,
straw
not
manning it.
Not for
Hold
not
on.
everything.
Okay,
Fine,
what
fine.
did he say, Jeremy?
Oh, God, here we
Go
go.
ahead,
You're
correct
strong.
me. What did you say precisely, Brummy?
QE
I'd say look
QE
at the sun.
We're
Look at
not-
the sun. Yeah, you can do. We don't need to do experiments. Just look at the sun and deduct what it is. Because you're that brilliant, Jem.
Don't look at the sun, Brummy. It's bad for you.
I know.
QE
But,
says
you don't need. All you need to just observe the sun, and now you know everything about it.
Brummy, you've just described how you do that with chicken and eggs and the things on your list, right? You don't know they exist as a result of an experiment,
You're
right?
straw manning them.
And now you're mocking. No, I'm not. I'm not,
Can I
Jeremy.
explain-
Stay out of this for a minute, please. Because you're just white knighting him. Because he's painted himself into a silly corner.
He's new to this, and he doesn't.
Come on, Brummy. Do you need an experiment to know that something's true or not? That was your original claim. Are you sticking with it?
Yeah.
Right. So, of all the things you believe to be true, how many of them do you believe to be true because of an experiment?
What I believe to be true and what is to be put under scientific scrutiny is irrelevant.
No, it's not. You claim your claim is to know something is true, you have to do an experiment. And then as soon as I put that to the test and ask you about the things that you know to be true, you know damn well that you know them to be true without an experiment.
Now, you said it's the things that I believe to be true. So what I believe to be true is irrelevant to actual, bringing evidence to the table to be scientifically reviewed. So if I come into the table and go, well, I believe there's things that, I might be right about these beliefs, but that doesn't mean that they're adequate.
Things
When
that you
like,
know
all
to
right,
be
interrupted
true.
again. You're not listening.
Well,
anyway.
let's not talk
You know
about
what-
belief if you're going to object to that on silly grounds. The things that you know to be true, that are not the result of an experiment. I would suggest that's almost everything that you know to be true.
Yeah, okay. Well, I answered your question.
Okay. Is
Well,
that true?
this isn't a conversation, Jem. I'm stopping from now. That's me.
But
I'm
it's
done.
a pretty important point.
You're not listening, Jem. I'm not talking
Go
to
ahead.
myself.
Go ahead.
You're just talking at me. You're not talking to me.
Go
And
ahead.
I've already explained to you that I answered your question. Your question was, the things that you know to believe to be true. But I'm going to ask a few more questions and then I'm done. I don't want this to be a long discussion because I only come on here to have a little chat and I've been chatting all day. So as I answer, and it's not to obfuscate or to get out of it, it's just that we are going to bang heads and we're not going to make progress because we've had a good long chat and it hasn't made any progress because you don't see it the way I see it, and that's fine. I think you need scientific experimentation to justify something in the world. Even though I might believe that there is chicken or chips in the shop, doesn't mean I'm going to bring that to a scientific degree to actually talk about a point like, I saw some chickens the other day.
It's irrelevant. You don't need to do that. You've literally just contradicted yourself in two sentences. You said, I believe you need a scientific experiment to know that something's true in the world, even though there's a load of things that I know are true in the world that I haven't got scientific experiments for. It's a complete contradiction. It's not me just not seeing it your way. It's you saying things that completely contradict each other.
Okay, cool. Oh, there we go. That's a conclusion. I contradict myself. I don't really mean what I mean, and that's the end of it.
No, it's just a silly lie that Quantum Eraser has made up because he wants to pretend that in order to know something to be true, we have to have a scientific experiment. And then he's going to start asking for independent variables and bullshit like that. When you know from your own experience that you know things to be true without scientific experiments. So what he told you and what you are now trying to propagate
gravity.
is a silly tactic It's a dumb lie, and you're wriggling around now saying you don't really want to have a conversation with me because you know you look silly because you've said something stupid.
Okay, I've looked silly and contradict myself. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm just saying it just to repair someone else's stuff. What is wrong with you, man? Are you okay?
How is what you said not a contradiction?
Are you
I need
okay?
a scientific experiment to know things are true. There are a lot of things I know to be true that I don't have a scientific experiment.
Like gravity, yeah.
How
like
is that not a contradiction?
Like gravity, yeah.
You don't need an example. We're talking about anything that you know to be true. You don't need to try and take it to someone being married or vegetarianism. You just need to talk generally about things you know to be true.
What, without you demonising me?
Hardly
Without
any
you
of which
demonise me?
have a scientific experiment.
Well, I would like to talk to somebody who doesn't demonize with every chance and breath they possibly can get. You know,
Not
that would be-
demonizing you. I'm pointing out the flaws in your logic.
Okay, and you don't have any flaws in your logic.
Well, if you can point them out, go ahead. But at the
You're-
moment,
you're
I'm pointing
saying,
out
I
yours.
don't need to prove
It's your
gravity.
job to point
Hold
out
on.
mine.
Hold on. I don't need to prove gravity with a scientific experiment. I could just assert it. Is that what you're saying?
I think
not at
we
all.
can. I think we can believe anything to be true if it's supported by a body of evidence that may or may not include a scientific experiment.
Just let me say just let me say two things real quick. One, not everything we hold to be no true has to be fall under the category of science. And two, both sides have citations and quotes and references saying you don't need an experiment. So it could go either way, you know, stalemate. We're not going to get anywhere.
I think
That's not a stalemate.
Yeah, it's not stalemate when one side has all the citations and the evidence, and there's
You've got,
stalemate.
you've got everybody in here backing you up, Jem. So you may feel like you're more right than you actually are. I feel like, you know, if you feel like you don't need to have an scientific experiment to discuss something in the natural world, then go into Quantum Razor and just go through the questioning and argue that you don't, and just don't.
I have
need to shout. And don't have to shout.
I've got videos. I've
you
got
can't even-
videos doing exactly that.
What, and shouting at him and going, you don't really listen, and all you do is assert what you think to be true and don't understand what other people are saying. That's a massive problem. Do you not understand that?
No, because what I'm telling you, I'm not telling you what I think. I'm telling you how the two things that you think are totally contradictory. I'm just quoting you.
Okay, so you're quoting that you don't need a scientific experiment to, you know, scientifically justify something in the natural world, which I don't agree with. It just sounds patently false.
And yet you say you don't agree with it, and then you also say there are things that you know to be true in the natural world that you don't have a scientific experiment for.
But that means everyone can bring their beliefs to the table. Hold on. Everyone can bring their beliefs to the table and have a discussion about things that aren't scientific because they believe it to be true. That's the end of that conversation.
No, it's not, because you've switched to believe. I didn't say believe. I said things you know to be true.
Well, and knowing is a form of belief, right?
You don't need to know a banana exists scientifically to know that a banana exists.
There's nothing beyond knowing. There's not knowing extra, knowing plus, knowing special, knowing scientific. There's just knowing.
Yeah, you don't have to know any scientific experiment to know that your name is Brummy.
Lovely. And I don't need to know the tone in your voice with every condescending, every effort to talk down to me like I'm an idiot. And I that's why I don't want to have the
conversation. You didn't need an experiment for that. Well, you just proved your own point.
Sat here saying two things that are totally contradictory, and you can't see it. I think you can.
I can't see it. Yeah.
Nobody. Did you say you can only know things if you do it through science? The scientific method.
I'm saying if you're going to come and talk about something scientific, you can't just come with your ideas and your beliefs. Whereas he says you don't need to.
What qualifies something as being scientific? If there are things that don't need to be talked about in the scientific
you need to take things through the scientific method in order to be scientific facts, right? You don't agree with that point. You know how unreasonable you're being because you don't agree with it. Therefore, it's stupid, and that's just your opinion. You don't have to share that view. If you don't share that view, that's fine. I personally think that the standard of actually having something to scrutinize and apply to the world, the natural world, you need to be able to demonstrate that, and you need to be able to prove that. Not just have a belief about it and say that that's adequate or an idea about something. You need to be able to demonstrate it and prove it. And you ain't doing that. All you're doing is shouting at people, talking down to them, and then accusing them of being idiots and not understanding things because you don't want to take into consideration that for once you might be wrong.
Well, how can I be? I'm pointing out your contradiction for the fifth time You said you think, again, you're pretending that you apply this rigorous standard of requiring a scientific experiment. And by your own admission, almost everything you know to be true, you haven't got a scientific experiment for. So what you're saying, even you don't think is true. That's contradictory. How can you not see that? And you tried to wriggle out of it by saying, oh, well, if it's a scientific thing, then you need a scientific experiment. Well, my question was, that I was trying to get in, was what qualifies something as being a scientific thing and a non-scientific thing? Because I think you're applying it arbitrarily to things where you need a high standard of evidence that can't be met.
All right, Jem, it's been good talking to you. You're talking at me, not to me. You don't try to understand what I'm saying. You just try and twist what I'm saying into something better. So I'm just going to leave the conversation there. I'm quite happy with the fact that you think I'm wrong, and I'm happy with that.
Well, you are wrong. You're evidently wrong. You're saying things that are completely contradictory. It's not because just shut up. I'm talking now. You've said you've finished. You're not in the conversation anymore. So I'll give my summary of it. Clearly, you're saying something which is obviously contradictory. You're playing a silly game that you aren't equipped to play. You only know half of this argument, Brummy. That's why you're feeling a bit daft now, because you know you've said something that's stupid and that you can't justify.
No, it's not just stupid. It's logically inconsistent.
Right.
It violates the law of identity to say something is one thing and not another thing, but then in the next segment say that it is the thing that you just said it wasn't.
Right.
And that's just one of QE's terrible arguments.
Yeah, he's just repeating catchphrases without knowing their full implications.
Right. I think a scientific experiment is a way to provide compelling evidence. But ultimately, that's all it is. It's compelling evidence. And there are other forms of compelling evidence for the existence of objects, at least. So all I need is compelling evidence in whatever form it may come.
Oh, what's up, man? Fucking hell. So what's going on then? What's everyone up to?
Well, Jeremy was going to tell us about his experiment with QE or whatever.
Yeah, sorry, Jeremy. I did shut you up. If you've got something to add, go ahead and add it.
Jeremy's not in the chat anymore.
Aw.
Bummer.
And neither is Kosho.
Good evening.
Hello.
How's it going, fellas?
Okay, mate.
Haven't been in here in a while.
Weren't you here the other day?
Was I?
I think so.
You're supposed to know.
I've been on listening a bit.
Well, yeah, that was probably it.
Somebody check the logs.
What you been listening to?
Baseball.
Yeah, it looks pretty good, actually. I haven't seen that the furthest hit yet. I might just look that up now.
So before Jeremy got us off track, we were talking about settling this whole globe Earth, flat Earth thing with a baseball series. Best of 7.
Easy win.
What position would you play, Brummy? I imagine you're a DH.
I'm a pitcher.
You're a pitcher.
I'll throw that ball straight, man. Straight and hard.
Or like a catcher.
No, Jeremy's the catcher for your team.
Well, you know, We have to fucking hit that ball out the park. Do you know what I mean?
Jem is clearly the skipper,
I don't know what the skipper is.
the manager, the coach.
If you win the baseball, you can all have a party and get on Jeremy's dick.
It's deck. And not too many people can fit on that thing, Sant.
That like you need an excuse, Dad.
Rummy can.
Yeah, he'll need to rub some deck strengthener on that there deck to fit all those people on it.
He's gonna bleach his deck too. That will never
He's
get
gonna
old.
have to put. Well, he's gonna have to put some of the black cork in there afterwards
to fill in those gaps.
Can't have gaps in your deck, mate.
Tell that to Prince Albert.
He had lots of metal in his deck.
No, it's mostly wood. Did Turner get tagged?
The metal bits were purely decorative.
Do you mean hit by pitch?
No.
Somebody
Turner's on base, no outs. What do you mean?
Yeah, no. They threw to first, and it looked like he got tagged before he got back to the base.
No, that doesn't happen.
It does happen.
Not to him. He gets picked off, but he doesn't get. He gets caught hanging, but he always gets back to the bag in time, and rarely ever straight up thrown out. They get him. They catch him leaning.
Oh shit!
That
They're
looks like-
advertising 5G.
That looks like heat lightning, while you see it and don't hear it. To me, there may be a more scientific name for that than heat lightning.
Oof, that was bad.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, Turner, come on, steal a base.
You know, I know it's not nice to say it, but that Rakia life seems to be one dumb motherfucker.
Seems.
And he's so confident, and I'd say arrogant in his defiance. And he just
Kruger.
No clue exactly. I mean, it really is. I mean, it's not like he's a complete moron in life overall. I mean, obviously, he's got a business apparently, and can do things, but he really overestimates what little knowledge he has and how to apply it.
Yep.
Makes him look really dumb.
Because he is.
That is Mordor Polis. Apparently, it's a Scottish thing. A bad murder is murder polis. Polis for police, from what I understand from Chris. It's hard to understand exactly what he means, but yeah, they call it murder polis if it's real bad or something. It doesn't make sense to me.
Oh, I guess. So if you need to call the police, that means it's bad. Like, is it bad murder? Did you need to call the police? No, it's just like a morning murder.
That's the part I don't get. I mean, murder. You call the police. Either way, I don't get it.
Fuck, where's the Veach at? He's always in there.
I mean, I would assume if it was a really bad murder that there would still be some people alive.
Are you looking for Veach?
Yeah.
Probably have to do some work. I know. Well, I think he does work like 2 days a week.
Fuck, must be a hard life.
Do you fancy joining for a debate then in a bit? No one fancies it then. Try to like have a fair shot at this fucking this thing I don't even understand myself properly.
What's it called?
Scientific, knowing something scientific about doing an experiment in the natural world. Yeah, do you want to falsify it? Explain how you can without doing it.
QE would agree with me, Brummy.
Well, then go for it then.
It wouldn't be an argument. He would say, yes, we can know things without a scientific experiment. And then he would go on to say, this is his reason for insisting on a scientific experiment. Hey?
I do get it. Like, I do know what you can say.
All right, you tell me his reason that he'll give me.
You'll say, when you agree to that, then you can't, then you have to dismiss the astrophysics ones, then you move on to the next bit, blah, 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 and then you can't say that, you can't say this.
You're up the wrong tree. What he'll say is,
sorry, mate, sorry, I don't mean to be sarcastic. Go on.
Well, you are being sarcastic because you haven't got a clue what you're talking about.
You have got my back up. You have got my back up. You have been speaking to me like shit for the last few days. Well, yeah, go on.
He will say he requires scientific experiments. And if you ask him what, and he will agree with me that we can know things without scientific experiments. And if you then say to him, so why do you need why do you insist on a scientific experiment? He will say, because the Globers say that the whole body of science supports the globe. And the reason he says that is because it's a single line that Rumpus said about 18 months ago. And as a result of that, that's the reason why that quantum eraser will give, because I've heard him say that many times, for always requiring a scientific experiment and getting people to jump through his independent variable hoops. It's not because he wants a really high standard of evidence. It's not because he thinks a scientific experiment is always necessary as evidence. It's because Rumpus said a single line in a hangout 18 months ago.
And that's it.
Yep. Ask him if you don't believe me.
So
I bet you any money if you say to him that, say, can we know things without a scientific experiment? He'll say, yeah. And if you say, why do you always insist on a scientific experiment? I guarantee you the next sentence will be something about the whole body of science. I guarantee.
I guess it's because people can just assert science without backing it up. So you need to have them required. So you can't just assert that gravity is real without actually proving it up with something that appeals to the scientific method, which there is none apart from Cavendish, which you will probably accept.
Well, that's not true either. There's loads of experiments that support gravity. But again, I'd still disagree with your assertion. I think if there's sufficient evidence for something, strong evidence for something, You don't need a scientific experiment. You just don't.
Well, I've never seen you really argue with him or anyone else, Scott, or anyone. Everyone keeps saying that you've all had a go and it ain't worked out well, and he's doing it for, just so you're really stringent things. But I still feel like if it's true and he's put these sort of requirements on them to be high standard, then it can still be proven. And I'm sure there's a methodology to get through to the point where you can, if these things to be true, such as gravity, etc., then you should be able to prove them and argue them and reason with them. But they don't. They do seem to fall on their face, and there is a lot of concepts, a lot of abstract ideas, and a lot of stuff that I've put to you that you just don't see the problem with because it's accepted. But I know it's stupid to not accept them, but they are, in